All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another episode of Traveler 2525. Over here, we got Justin. Down there, we've got Omen, and momentarily, George should show up. I talked to him, I believe it was last night, said he'll be here.
Yeah,
Probably just run
he
a little
he
bit
wrote
behind.
in he wrote in the link room. I'll be about 10 minutes.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
can just shoot shit until then.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Now go
Well,
run. I need to shoot you.
6. Well, okay. If you can watch me while I'm doing my exercise. So.
so, you guys all having a good weekend?
Yeah. No complaints. I mean, other than I'm being lazy. So.
It
Oh,
doesn't look like you're
yeah,
being lazy.
Oh well, I should have done this yesterday and I didn't. So that's.
Okay.
yeah. So traveler later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's been a while. It's
Yeah,
been uh,
it's been a while.
yeah, it's been a while.
I'll have to remember how to play.
Yeah, you roll 2d6. Hey, what's up, Raven?
Yeah, Raven, where are you?
Yeah, you coming in?
I'll send you the link. Or did I already send you the link? I might have already sent her the link.
She
We
knows
were
where
just
the
talking
link.
about that. You're always welcome. There's always a spot for you for your character. I've got your character sheet right here, as a matter of fact. Um, right next to the deceased Constance Artiega. Rip Constance. Uh,
Rip Constance.
and when George gets in here, remind me to have him, if he's got the time, to come up with a thumbnail, because I had to recycle an old one. I was almost going to use the one with Constance, laid out, but like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
yeah. Well,
You should have a general one.
So for the God War, you said you wanted to meet at some point.
yeah, I want to do an audit for everybody just to make sure everybody's doing everything right, and I've got everything right, and they've got everything right. Just
You have access to my Google Docs where I have everything stored. So
right, but I just want to go through and make sure that I've got everything right, and then we get all your numbers right for your God character, your prophet, and any other characters that might have
Mhm.
stuff. And
Yeah.
because I've noticed that even in the NPCs, I've made a few mistakes, and it's not hard to do. But once we do that, going forward, everybody should be you know uh,
Hmm.
peachy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have mine written out for each week, and I thought that I'd done it for you this week. And you said,
Yeah, but
"Hey, I'm
you've
missing
missed a
it."
couple of things, or there've been some things you couldn't do, and I want to make sure everything's filled out, and that you're not like, because if you miss an action, or I misunderstand an action and I ask you a question about it, and then I don't fill it in because I didn't get the answer, there might be a blank spot, which a couple of those, and that's like being a week behind, and
Hmm.
uh, there's still a couple of people that need some catching up, or they will be eliminated.
Yeah.
So, but I've got, I think, everybody except one or two people's everything for week 5, and that way I should, after the recital tomorrow, Jackie's piano recital, be able to come back, write the report, and have it bright and early Monday on Justin's show, and then I'll do the same thing on my show, and everything will be great.
Well, so that, and have you done the Bright Sea recap yet?
No, I didn't, but I knew I was going to have 2 weeks, so uh, I'll have it before next Sunday.
And I'm going to bring up one other thing. Since you're saying, I don't know when this travel game's going to finish, but you'd like to do something again. My Saturday's all free again. We moved my Axe game to Friday. So,
Awesome.
so the question for you is, and we'll see when I can set it up, is what sci-fi games would you like to look at or play?
Pugmire?
You said Pugmire that you wanted to do after I do Morkborg.
Well, I mean, there's Pugmire, but I meant, if we're doing a sci-fi game, which that one's just kind of cute. The reason I was mentioning is that I've got the Alien beta right now.
The Alien what?
Beta.
The Alien RPG beta.
Okay.
So basically, the only thing it's missing is some typos and putting say like XX for the page, so having the hyperlinks inside of it. But that it's a simple game, and they've got scenarios that are generally meant to be played over about 3 to 6 sessions. So that would be a nice.
Yeah, I think I could get behind that, just because it's George's in the thing, because it's such a well-known franchise, and everybody and their mother, except Raven, because she's never seen Alien, could follow along, and even she could, as long as it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
I insist on being scared like I was a 12-year-old kid back in the back seat of my parents' Impala at the drive-in watching Alien for the first time.
That's not going to happen.
What?
I know.
You're going to be much more scared because you're a little bitch now and you weren't then.
Sure.
Well, the reason I mention it is that I'd use like the first edition.
Note to self: Justin must die with.
But what I like about the Alien ones is they have what they call the.
We all got to go sometime, bro.
Which the cinematic is generally viewed as characters will die, and so it's just like you would have with the movie. It's like, okay, you'll have Act 1, 2, and 3, so it's slowly built up to more dangerous, but you can die at any act. And if you do, then they just hand you another character sheet. It might be like 6 NPCs. Here's one for an NPC, and here you go. So I kind of like that, and then see if anyone actually survives to the end, which I think is cool. Now for a campaign, it's different. But
guys,
in
the last 2, I'm going to say 2 years that I've been playing as a player and not the Eternal GM, exclusively online with all my YouTube friends.
Mm-hmm.
I have only lost one character death, and that was in OGGM's funnel game, where every character only had 1 to 4 hit points to begin with. It's the only character that's actually died. Every game I've been in, it's like, you guys know I did that series on why PCs must die,
Yeah.
and yet I've seen numerous situations where I can feel the GM fudging it in our favor. You know what I mean?
I feel that every week from you. I'm going to say, you don't have to worry about it. When we're done the Traveler game and we play Morkborg, I will not fudge one fucking thing.
I understand.
Well, I mean, in my view on, some of it is, it's like for the Alien one, the death has
exactly. That's why I'm okay with Alien, because I'm a big boy. I can take it,
you're going to take it. That's why I deliberately showed you where the automatic sheet generator was on the Morkborg website, because you're going to need that fucking thing. You specifically are going to need that.
I have no problem losing characters. What's up?
Every 10 minutes, you motherfucker.
That's fine. That's fine. At least someone will have the balls to do what
I'm going to give Omen now a magic item that I made up myself called "We Need Somebody Else in the Party" and summon them. So they can keep having you come back after you die every fucking 10 minutes.
So anyone that's ever talked to Mage's Musings, his role as completely contrived entrance, as he like when your character dies, you just bring another. He's like, oh look, you went around a door. So and so, trap. Oh,
yeah,
look.
it's never going to be that. You're going to have a little button that you press, and the guy's just going to poof, and it's going to be Shadow's new character.
Wait a minute. Have you ever played Paranoia? Because in Paranoia, they're like, oh yeah, your clone will appear, fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
not a clone. I'm gonna make him put the fucking website on screen and show us what his new character is. He's gonna have
What's
one
up,
bit.
George? We've all played video games where
Hi.
you die and you just respawn. It should be like it shouldn't be like that, but it should be like that.
Yes.
In the
Give you a
the
respawn.
reaction, nobody should be getting upset, throwing dice, cursing, and whatever. You take it in stride, you laugh it off, you ham it up, with your death, and you move on.
Yes. But you're going to respawn with all random stats and new personality quirks.
Hey, well,
that I
you know what?
expect you to play.
You know what though? Is if you're gonna do that, just what you should do is everyone has to roll up 4 characters, and then when one dies, you just like, okay, which of the 4 are you playing this time? Until you go through all 4.
Oh! Have you seen how easy it is to do a character sheet on the Morkborg website?
I have Pirate Borg. I know that they're real simple. I mean, that's one of the reasons I like OSC for the most part. It's like, here you go.
I'm gonna pull it up and get Shadow to pull it on screen.
Yeah, Omen, I just got OSC. Someone actually gifted it to me.
Oh wow!
And I looked through all 5 books.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's going to be one of the prizes for the God Wars. That's how little I like it. It's
but you know what? Here's the problem: is you look at like AD&D. Go look at the spells are better written for BX. But again, it has 4 more years of playtesting. But it's not like it's that hard to make character.
No. It's just it takes out everything I love. It waters down what I don't think should be watered down. And
what specifically?
What do you mean? What's watered down or what's taken out?
Both. What specifically?
Okay, watered down is spells only go up to 5th level. I want all the way up to 9th. I would like up to 10th level, but that's just me. It takes out, I know it's in the advanced set, but it takes out the ranger, the illusionist, the assassin, the barbarian, all those other professions. And I get that, when you're just starting. I mean, it's a great game for someone who's never played before.
Oh, you mean Raven?
Okay. Shadow, bring up that website.
No. The reason I'm mentioning it is you're mentioning that stuff, but you said now it's an advanced OSC. I'm like, yeah, you just buy the advanced OSC books and you have everything. I don't.
Or I could just open up my AD&D books and be just as
Oh yeah, and yeah, they're well written.
Well written. Yeah, I agree with you.
My 12-year-old self could understand them completely.
I doubt you understand them now. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
And back then,
look at this. This is a character, right?
Oh, I know.
This is another character. This is another character. This is another character. This is another character. You don't need to roll up 4 of them. You just hit the fucking button.
Oh well, no. But what I meant by that is, hey, if you have 4 ready to go, as soon as you go through one, you're like, I'll pull another one out. And actually, I got
Okay. Here's how it goes. I will get you to pull up the website and hit the button 4 times and pick what one you think is the worst and make him play that one.
And here's the thing with death: is most players don't care if their characters die on the 1st or 2nd level. It's once they've gone through that 3rd or 4th level, and they really start becoming attached to it because you get those.
Yes.
That's because you've actually taken time, and we're not talking if you move up fast to the 1st or 2nd level, but I mean, some of my characters have taken like 10 sessions to go up to 2nd level. Well, okay, but 2nd level is a huge jump from there. If you fly up levels, different. The other part is you're saying like the high level spells. Look, even my character, with the exception of if you want to do magic items, my character has 5th level spells now, and we've been playing for almost 8 months. So unless you're really trying to bump people up, give them free levels without them having to earn them all.
Talking to you, Cal.
Well, it wasn't just Cal, there were a few others. No, but
if they come in, after you guys have started, there's no point.
You start them at first. We get enough treasure. They jump up a level like every session. I mean, to be fair on this, is how much XP takes from 8th to 9th level is the same as it takes from 1st through 8th. I mean, so it's not like they'll be flying up levels. And then
if they don't take that one arrow that kills them at 1st level.
Well, guess what? That's part of the fun. That's why you don't want your characters to die.
I think people don't mind dying at higher levels if it's not a TPK,
It's
I'm
not what?
looking this up.
a total party
Total
kill.
I
Oh.
don't.
What's with
I-
me around? It might be.
Well, I'm going to be this much. Players generally don't mind dying if they know it was their decision that put them in the situation for that, and
Sure.
they don't mind. They don't. What they don't like is, why I used to have the biggest fight is where they feel like the DM left out an important piece of information, and then they all died because they're missing that piece of information.
Sure.
Most players
Yeah.
don't really mind if, let's say you're fighting a beholder and it casts a disintegration rate and they fail their saving throws. I mean, yeah, they're not happy about it, but
Yeah.
it's like, especially if you telegraph something. Hey, there's a beholder over there, and the party rushes in. Well, that's on you.
Someone
You know,
better die.
Well, that's not quite telegraphing. That's blatantly stating, now. But
well,
be a little more tactful with your words as telegraphing.
Well,
It looks like a beholder.
well.
No, that's still blatantly saying there's a
Well-
beholder over there.
I mean, there are certain things I did. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever you want to
Beholders
say,
suck.
but I mean,
They're so
but,
fucked up.
but I mean, whenever you look at like Traveler or something,
No,
players
I'm
will get
just
really
fucking with
mad
you. Now.
if you have to say, "Hey, I'm going to repair the reactor," and then you say,
Yeah.
"Well, the reactor blows up because you didn't try repairing it." Like I said, I was trying to repair the reactor 5 times. And it's like, okay, let's go back. That's where
Yeah.
you get the argument. It's not that they die if they roll badly. It's usually if they die because either the DM doesn't hear something or the player misunderstands, and that's usually where it comes in.
Mhm.
And Armstrong did not misunderstand any part of "I'm blowing the horn" or "blow the horn."
Oh, he knew. He was having fun with it. I mean, to be honest, that one thing, and this is why I asked out of character, do you want your character to come back or not? Because it seemed like he was intentionally trying to kill his character off.
No, he
Yeah.
wasn't. He was just
Yeah.
being a good sport.
Yeah.
So-
the next week, when I told everyone to get the fuck behind me, you weren't here or there, and nobody fucking listened to me, and I just blew the fucking horn because I said get behind me.
I thought it was.
And
Now, could it be
almost
this?
lost both the hobbits. That would have sucked.
Now, could it be just like you're role playing as an idiot, like not being an idiot in the game? Like, okay, you got the fighter with the 5 intelligence or whatever it is, and you're like, yeah, he's gonna blow the horn, he's gonna do this. Like, I there's so much stuff just from playing in the past. I know what you do in a situation because as a player, but does
Okay.
my character know it? It's sort of
There's no one in our party that shouldn't know what I mean when I have the dragon horn out and I'm saying I'm going to blow it, because I've used it so many fucking times.
And to be fair, Justin says, "I'm pulling the dragon horn out." It's not like he says, "I'm just going to let everyone not know what I'm doing."
Nope, nobody's always been good about it.
I
and
gleefully state what I'm doing. My
Yes.
character's a little too fanatical about saying I'm invisible,
Well, you do
even when it
that.
doesn't matter.
And my character will do the same thing. It's usually like everything else. People are mad if they aren't informed. But if you make a decision, you say, like I did with the mass teleport, I said,
Yes.
either you're with me, you're in or you're out. And there was no arguing at that point. I'm casting it whether you want me to or not. And
Well,
the rest of the players like, yep. It's like, okay, this is not a discussion. I'm doing it regardless.
you might notice that I've started stating how long arguments have gone on.
Yeah, I know.
And you're as big as a culprit as other players, now.
For which part?
I'm letting you know, because sometimes we've decided things and then you cycled over to repeat the decision we've already had 5 times once.
Well. Some of it is like, what are you guys doing? I'm specifying everything that everyone's doing. If you keep asking the question, I'll like, did you hear me? Yes or no?
Yes.
So, but
so
okay.
you guys ready to roll some dice?
Now I'm ready for Justin Wilson dice.
oh, I got. Let me show you what I got for my birthday today. For my
Oh, happy birthday, bro!
thank you.
Because I actually have something for you. I've been meaning to send you, but I just haven't gotten around to it because
don't
getting
worry.
to the post office is not exactly an easy thing for me.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, if you lived in If he lived in a functional 5-minute city, he just walked there in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
What are we looking at?
she made me an 8-sided dice out of clay.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Uh,
No, wait a minute. He has a son that's 16 years old.
roll
He
it.
should be
I want to
driving.
see. I want to see how balanced it
Let's
is.
see. All right, I am gonna roll.
Don't
Let me
they have
roll
one
it
of
on
those little
something
dice
soft,
things
is
that you can spin it? And you can
Yeah,
see how
yeah.
it-
See if it wobbles.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, it's gonna go on the floor. 3, 2, 4, 8,
Okay.
1. Okay, not bad. 3. Oh, it's balanced towards 3. 4.
No.
Nope.
Out of
5.
4 rolls, it rolled a 3 twice. It's not.
Okay, I haven't rolled a 6 yet, or a
You're-
7. 8.
all right.
Yeah.
That Kickstarter I was talking about, the Outgunned Superhero Adventure game. It's got a really cool. They're doing like the Infinity Shards for dice. So it's going to be a full set of dice. I think so far it's a 4 and a 6, and the 4-sided die is, imagine a regular D8, but take half of it and stretch it out so it's like more like a crystal gem. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay.
But it's an 8-sided, but there's only numbers on the top 4 parts of the pyramid, if you will,
Yes.
and the other 4 are elongated. So it looks like it's like about it looks like it's about this long of a crystal, but with the 4 sides, the uppermost smaller triangles are the 1 through 4.
That's
It's kind
the
of neat
D4.
looking.
Before.
The question is it a fair die? And then the other question, the problem I have with it is I have so many dice at this point. Like, I don't need more dice sets. You know?
Yeah.
That's a lie, Omanal.
Vsauce did
But
a video
it's also-
on dice.
This is the box I was talking about. This is the stretch goal box. Looks like a VHS cassette. It's also got these other dice in it that I'm absolutely in love with. Let's see if I can pull it out quick.
No, wait a minute. Some people have dice bags, but they don't have like a real dice bag.
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute. Just so you feel better, as I pull them out. Oh man, that one opened up.
Bullets.
It's a bullet die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just get more and more in there, and then
And
the
it came with
bag of
2 of
dice.
them, and they're metal, so it's pretty spiffy.
So they break your table when you throw.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's also got this
can
symbol
buy
on the
those.
bottom. Kind of reminds me of the Phantom's rings. When he would punch you, either to mark you for death or mark you as one of his minions,
Oh,
which I
that's
thought
right.
was kind of badass. Like, okay, you're my friend. Bam! Now you got a skull scar on your cheek.
Hey, this. I like these. Dice.
Yeah, I would end up throwing those at the dog.
What?
I don't have to
dice?
throw them at the dog. You just roll them on the table and you watch the minis fall over without even touching them.
Yeah.
Creates their own earthquake.
Yeah,
Why do you put that in a bag, though?
It came with the bag when I bought them.
Okay. It's like
Dear
I'm
Lord.
not gonna lose this one. I don't have to worry about it.
I've got 5 different colors, for that one. I've heard,
So when Omen dies, he's going to be laid out in his coffin, and it's just going to be filled with freaking dice.
Well,
Demand
who knows?
I wanna
They
be-
suddenly raffle it off,
I want to be buried with my treasures, and then you just like have that bag of embroidered treasure.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what?
but by then it's going to be his boy with like 2 wheelbarrows and a shovel, and they'll just bury him with dice instead
Yeah.
of using actual dirt.
They're gonna sell the dirt off and fill the
They're like, well, the body is gone, but the dice have remained,
Yeah, but does anybody really want to use those dice afterwards? Just saying,
Yeah, they're covered in cremated goop.
They'll find it in the future. They're like, what is this?
Hey. We were talking about Pugmire, stuff like this. They, some of the treasures are like old DVD players and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you're trying to find stuff of man. So yeah, it's got some cool ideas with it.
We'll
And
find
laser
out that
pointers will be the ultimate weapon against the cats.
Well, actually, well, the cats have their own. If you want to do monarchies and Mao, you know. I have the cat one, and I just got the not the cat, but
The rats.
the rat one. Yep.
Oh, I don't think we can play that one on YouTube. Shadow's already gotten one warning under a video for lizard people.
That was hysterical. That was so funny, and I only saw it on accident. I got one of those, community notes, Wikipedia, reptilian conspiracy. I'm just like,
what?
on one of my videos for the God Wars. It was the beginning. The one says the beginning. If you click on it, there's a Wikipedia, not warning, but alert. Hey, this video is going to contain this controversial topic on the reptilian conspiracy, even though it literally has nothing to do with that. If they could understand context.
Did you ever get? Did you ever get any notes like that when you were doing the conspiracy theory stuff with your son?
No, what we got instead was our view count would suddenly lose 30 exactly. I think it was whatever the number was. It was the exact same number. We'd get up to like 100 and something views, and then suddenly 30 of them would just disappear.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
And I did get a community note thanks to that darn cat during COVID, and a warning. You can't talk about that. Like it was him.
Well, what's funny is you couldn't talk about it then, but now you can talk about it. So
sure. Which just is kind of like insult to injury, if you ask me. But
well, it just tells you, well, now that we know that the the various governments around the world were actively suppressing them.
Sharp as a tack. That was another one.
No. What was? Well, you know what? I remember there was a community strike against Ye Olde Geek for someone claiming about the Trump card. He's like, we're not even talking about politics. Like about playing the Trump card. It's like, wait a minute, that's an actual phrase that's been around forever.
Yeah, like 100 years.
Yeah.
So we're seconds away from the half-hour mark. Let's get into it.
Okay.
As you recall, last week or not last week, but last time we were here, we faded to black as Cobalt was taking the the laser scalpel to Oxnard's cybernetic eye to remove the crystal that you'd all been looking for, well, since Raven gave it to him. It's just so funny. It's like, if she just hung on to it or something, things would have been so different, especially for her, and she wouldn't still be trying to scrub artificial soylent maple syrup out of her hair and stuff. So we're going to assume that he's pulled the crystal out and put Oxnard on ice right next to, well, maybe a space away from Raven's cryo sleep chamber until she's, better. Actually, let's put her in the auto dock instead, just in case she decides to join.
Okay.
That way she can exit of her own volition and not have to just sit there frozen, a Raven sickle. Yeah. Right, Raven? Let me do this and get rid of that. So you've got the crystal. You've also got the contents of Agent Twist's cash from her apartment that Josh and Nettie recovered, and you haven't gone over that. And they're both contents or both items. The cylinder from her cash and the crystal are sitting on the table, and Agent Cobalt says, and then we have this, and pulls this Rubbermaid type cooler and puts it on the table.
Ooh,
Okay.
What's in the box?
is that lunch?
Is it
I'm thinking-
Rubbermaid? Oh no.
I'm thinking Josh would be not particularly squeamish because he's kind of done a lot of medical stuff, so he'll take a look in the box.
And as soon as you open it, a reek comes out of it that makes you want to quickly
I'm not eating that.
put the lid back on. But you do glance inside the cooler, and you see that it's almost full. Let's say it's about this deep. Foot and a half deep, foot and a half wide by about a foot or whatever. Typical plastic cooler, and inside is what's left of Chimmy.
Oh no.
Chimmy,
The cook.
the cook, except that it's just his skin.
Oh,
Think it's edible?
His face is at the top. They put him in feet first, if you will. And upon a little bit closer examination, even though there's like liquid pooled up in it and stuff, it's not actually blood. Some other sort of clear, let's say bluish sort of fluid that's in different little recesses in the folds of the skin suit, because that's what it is. It's a Chimmy skin suit.
oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, are we doing like Men in Black with the weird suit, in there? So
might be.
Yeah.
No, I think that they dissolved. They dissolved what's inside of them. Yeah.
Oh man, why would it smell so bad then?
Because it's not made out of natural. I mean, it's made out of a biological material, a living
Okay.
Oh, okay.
thing.
So it was a skin suit.
From what the initial tests they've done on it, it's definitely or it was alive, but it wasn't. It was like Cobalt says. The best I can figure out is that it's grown like on the outside of the whoever's wearing it. Like
so it's
imagine,
it's like Terminator with the whole, the living organic skin on the outside.
except that it's grown by the creature wearing it, which he's assuming is the Vox.
Oh.
That it's kind of like it's like a scab in a very specific form, like maybe some sort of natural ability, like they grow it, upon deciding what they want to look like instead of their natural selves, and they.
Oh, cool.
So he decided to cross picket lines and go against the Union. So all right, that
I think they were saying about they were infiltrating all over the place. Somebody was saying about the infiltration throughout
Yeah,
the government and stuff. So this
that's
seems like-
what his belief is that they have the ability. Not sure how they get the ability. Maybe they take a sample from somebody or some such, and then grow the suit around themselves so that they can infiltrate, and maybe it's a natural biological function, maybe it's a weird psychic ability, maybe it's has maybe they take an injection, or who knows, but it's clearly grown around them, because you could, when he first examined it, he could see that there were parts on the inside that looked like they were designed to hide their frills and things like that, to make sure that they looked as close to the original as possible. In this case, whoever Chimmy was, maybe it's something they could just create.
What I'm thinking is that if we could find out if Jimmy was a real person, if he's still around even, or maybe just a corpse, or if there's some record of Chimmy, if that's possible even. Like a visual database.
You could possibly take a DNA sample of it and then run it across the database and see if anything comes up.
Or cross-reference it with some pictures of what he looked like. If there's any pictures of him, I assume that
we can get a good picture of his
Cobalt
face if
had-
we put something in there.
Yeah.
You could probably have Frank or Fred, excuse me, sorry, go through the security feed of the International House of Howard Johnsons and go through the security feed or their computers, and maybe they had a a payroll thing or something to see if there was if you can take those images and that sample and maybe track down the original.
Yeah, yeah. Make it so.
Yeah.
Make it so. Fred, would you like to make some die rolls?
Not really, but sure. That's
why you get paid the big bucks, man.
I don't know. I was going to go search to see if I could find anything about this, see if there's others out there, for locations. Trying to search the communications networks on the planet. Basically, you have like your 20, all the stuff that you see where you see the one guy sitting there in the room with 20 monitors all scanning at the same time over all the different news stations and stuff and things like that. So I'm trying to scour what I can.
Oh, excuse me. Roll me a couple dice.
Okay.
What are you doing an investigative thing, or are you just first tell me exactly what you're doing so we know what
I am scouring the networks on the planet for communications for information that would relate to this. So like news, stuff like this, where they are, what locations are in there. Trying to use the equivalent of AI to to narrow it down. So yeah, that's what I'm using my.
So what kind of information are you trying to find?
Trying to find out where there are any other instances of these.
Oh, the suits, you mean?
Yeah. Usually there's something out there that people talk about.
Okay. It's going to be a toughie.
Yeah, and don't forget that he's an Alex Jones.
With your number, you're looking at a 13 difficulty.
I got a 15.
Okay. You did find on one of your rival conspiracy guys, as a matter of fact, someone you don't have any grudges against, no beefs with, but he's not exactly a friend. You may have crossed paths with the guy. You can come up with a name if you want for later.
Okay.
On his show, someone actually poking with a stick a discarded skin suit of a woman, a young lady that was a cashier at a flower shop.
Okay, so can I find the exact location and time?
It was 6 months ago on Mars, of all places.
Okay, good. We're still on Mars, right? Just one double check.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So, okay. So we've got that. Anything else, or just this one instance?
Roll again.
And that one would be a 13.
You're not finding any more skin suit references.
Okay. So now I'm going to try going back and looking through the records for her for the various, just trying to get computer records on who this lady was, what her background was.
Roll me again.
Okay, this will just be a +3 because this isn't the comms. This is just data. So that one will be an 8.
Okay. You really didn't find anything about her, other than one of her mothers was a high-ranking military officer.
Okay. Like, when you say high-ranking military officer, Navy, Army, National Guard.
This is Mars. They don't know what those things are.
Just the basic, the generic universal military, a rank of an 06.
Okay, so Colonel. All right. And so we should be able to find out something about her. So I want to check out what her background is. as much as I can delve.
The mother.
Yes.
She was in some deep liaison duty with the potential trade with a Jupiter station.
Okay, so can we track down the Jupiter station? Let's go pull that thread.
Okay.
There was a transmission that we were getting from in the direction of Jupiter, or perhaps beyond it.
Hmm.
Okay. So, like I said, let's pull the thread on who she was interacting in Jupiter station because
One of the second, third in commands of the Jupiter Mining Corporation, where they were extracting a newly discovered gas that they thought would be beneficial in something, but you can't find out exactly what yet.
Okay. All right, guys. This is purely thrown out there, and I have nothing to back this up other than just a pure hunch. I think they were drilling on one of the moons of Jupiter, and they found something. Well, they also found this gas, and it's basically, I think these creatures are coming from there.
Should we head there?
Well, before we go anywhere,
Yeah.
we got two more things on the table, and I mean literally, the crystal. Whereas Cobalt will pull out a small device, a little white sort of box with a little bit of keypad and several ports. He places the crystal in one of the ports and is now transferring all the data to the main computers on the ship, which will appear on the main entertainment screen so everybody can see it. And it's just downloading all kinds of files that Agent Twist had acquired on her mission, leading all the way. There's literally a file for each planet that she had literally visited.
Okay, so which
Her
planets is she?
investigation all the way to, let's see, Jupiter, Saturn, all the way to Uranus,
All right.
which is a pretty rare feat getting out that far for someone so young. And there's very little back and forth out that far, except under very limited circumstances. It's like the Antarctica. There's research teams out there, and maybe once a year a vessel will go out there and drop off supplies and maybe bring people back, transfer researchers, etc.
That seems odd. So, when did she go there?
She went there a year and a half ago.
Did she go there multiple times or just once?
Just once. And if you pull up the file, she was posing as a researcher. She was there 6 months, procured a bunch of information, and transferred out on a medical leave. Somehow she was injured in a extravehicular activity and decided to call it quits under her persona of the researcher, which you're suspecting was maybe a bit of a ruse just to get the information and get the hell out. Plus the fact that it's Uranus, no one wants to be there. Most researchers don't last but a year tops before they skedaddle. Although in the reports, she does make note that the head researcher had been there 9 years without a leave.
I find that more concerning than anything else.
Yeah. Do they know? Is there like is it corporate research? Is it like, or is it government, military?
There's 3 research companies out there, Archaeotech and 2 other companies that you've never heard of.
There's only one kind of research I'm interested in. Jiggity jiggity.
One of the companies, Kobold will say, "That's us." It's like X2 Corp.
X2 Corp.
If you guys are interested in heading out there, maybe it might be a little suspicious if we show up with a military ship with a Corvette.
I don't know.
So you're saying that you want to get your scientific research vessel?
Yeah.
George.
Just
Always.
spell it out there, George.
Well, as soon as the Grayhawk is finished with repairs in a couple of days, we will be leaving. We can take the Grayhawk and meet up with your science vessel and take it from there. He's going to finish downloading the crystal information. Now is the cylinder that Agent Twist left behind.
Yeah. So what are we doing with that thing again? I can't remember. I'm a little hungry.
The cylinder.
Yeah.
This was other than the crystal, which she had was in the process of transferring. This was something she wanted kept secure to the point that she would risk blowing up all her worldly goods, so to speak, or at least the worldly goods in her apartment that she had kept paid for well over 3 years, even though she had been absent from the location for well over like 14 months.
Mm-hmm.
While she was out gallivanting, compiling her information.
The memoirs.
And this is all that's left. Well, plus, what's in the cargo hold.
What's in the cargo hold?
Her remains.
Yes, I know.
And Kobold says, I have no idea how to open this.
We could smash it with a rock.
You got a rock?
I could improvise something from engineering.
Let's put that on the back burner. Let's see if we can't find a different way so we don't damage anything inside it.
Yeah.
So how is it locked?
It has. It's very much like a literal capsule, except flat on one end, kind of like that bullet dice I just showed you, except that it's round and cylindrical everywhere, except the flat end. The flat end does have what appears to be maybe a dial or a screw-on, lid or cap or some such.
We could try unscrewing that.
Could try what?
Unscrewing it.
You could try that.
I'm gonna stand over there and get one of the maintenance droids
Uh-huh.
to come in here and do that. Josh, if you wouldn't mind. He stepped away from the computer, but I should bring up my character's name. Omen now doesn't have his character's name up either. I think you should penalize him for that.
That's right. Take off the experience we don't get.
I could.
Well, while we're waiting for George to get back, I sent you something in personal chat on Discord?
For me,
Yes, you. On Discord.
yeah, I'm going there now.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
That's really good, dude.
Yes.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Dear Lord! Holy crap! That is a lot of work that you had AI do for you.
Yes. I could have done it myself, but why do what you can have a machine do instead?
That's really good, though. It even has mention of the Zodani, which is traveler race. It really,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
I did not have time to give every bit of our private world. I just said the year, and then it tried to give me lyrics to the song, the parody to.
That's really good. That it's able to compile all that kind of, subtle
Yeah.
stuff that
So,
from the traveler universe, not
yeah.
ours, but
Switch out the irrelevant crap for what's relevant, and the poster works.
can you share that with us so I can just show everybody?
The poster, yeah.
Yeah.
Just let me bring it.
This
Sorry.
this Owen, this is your uh
What did I?
one of
I
your
did.
peers,
Did I give you the? What one did I give you? So,
Zorge.
yeah. No. But it gave me two different posters. So.
Did he post in the Discord or not?
Yeah, but the direct chat.
No.
I'm gonna pop it up on thing once I find where it is. No, it's not gonna let me. Just knock off with George Murray.
Zorge Nuri
George
on
Murray.
Space X1. That was really good.
That is good.
So you're gonna have the robot try to open the capsule?
Yeah, we're gonna have Josh try to open the capsule.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got a phone call from the neighbor wishing me happy birthday.
Yes. Tell him to F off. He's ruining your birthday party.
No, it's a sweet old lady next door.
Why are you even here?
So, all right. So this capsule, I'm going
It's got a
to.
flat end with what appears to be a slightly movable cap or lid that either unscrews or pulls out, but it wiggles just a little bit. But
And where'd they find it?
this was what was found in Agent Twist's cache hidden under her floorboards in her apartment.
Oh,
And mind you that the Twisty bot that you sent to retrieve it was blown up in trying to retrieve it because the floorboard safe was rigged to destroy everything in the room.
Yeah.
Should it not be opened properly. And of course, it was not opened properly, and thus Justin lost the love of his life. And
I didn't lose the love of my life. Negative.
well,
okay.
And just
he
one.
lost his favorite toy.
Yes.
Well, whatever blew it up, blew it up.
Mhm.
She was more than a toy. She was.
I could have had feelings for her.
It was
But I ate them.
love. I remember thinking of that scene with in Cherry 2000, where who was it? Meg Ryan? Was it Melanie Griffith? One of those.
Yes.
And she's just like, he goes, "It was love." It's like, with a robot. She just like has that weird voice that she has with robot.
Don't judge me, woman.
Didn't he hook up with her at the end of that movie?
I think so. The
He
funny
apparently
thing
was
was,
a robot.
Or a different one.
the dating scene in that was hilarious in the beginning. Was
Oh
like,
yes, yes it was with the contracts and everything. And we're like a minute away from that in real life.
Yeah, totally.
You poor bastards that are still single and men.
Man. And liberal. That really doesn't happen.
So who's going to open the capsule or try to open the capsule?
I'm out.
I thought a robot was doing that. Are you saying that someone is supposed to? No.
You can have the robot do it.
Yeah,
Someone's going to have to
I
give it
nominated Josh. Nettie P. Smitty.
Hold on.
I'll do it.
You step aside. Azumi moves you out of the way.
No. Josh already said he's doing it. You get the fuck
I'll
out of
do it.
here.
You got any WD 40?
Are you sure? What?
Some WD 40. Is there any WD 40 on the
One of the
Grayhawk?
robots whips it out like it's a freaking 6-shooter, spins it, hands it to you.
Oh, cool. All right, I kind of put some on the threads there, a little WD 40,
Okay.
and I slowly turn it
Okay.
counterclockwise.
Okay. It clicks.
It clicks. Oh boy.
I step back a bit more.
Oh no.
I try to find something to hide behind, but there isn't anything big enough on the ship.
Let's see.
There's the ship itself.
It clicks. I keep turning
Which way?
counterclockwise.
The same direction then.
Yeah.
All right. You hear a hiss.
I close it back up.
Roll me
Clockwise,
2
yeah.
dice.
Oh boy. 2 dice. Okay. A 4.
You drop it because that thumb that you recently acquired is starting to dissolve.
Oh no.
Told you not to get the green one.
They took my thumb again.
Well, part of it, but the gas that's leaking out, it's a bright pink gas that's coming out. Does not look safe.
Okay.
Inhale that. I want to see what happens.
All right. So is it still gas still coming out of it?
Dang it.
It's coming out. Everybody who isn't running will be making a saving throw, kind of die roll.
Okay. I am running, but I think I should still make that saving throw for
I thought that he was in the room by himself.
When I see that everybody else is running, I'll run too. So I might have to make one as well.
Okay, everybody, two die roll.
I'm not going to do this, but it's always fun. I run to the door, open through, get through, and then slam it shut, and then make sure it's locked for protocol, and then space it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying.
I got an 11, a 5, and a 6.
Okay, you make it out safely.
Which is only because I blocked the door from everyone else.
I got a 3.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if there's any modifier on that. I'm athletic.
Well, what's your dex?
I got some strength. Dex is no modifier. It's like regular, like a 7.
Okay.
But
So I got an 8.
Okay, what's your athletics?
Well, I have a proficiency in it.
So 0.
But what is the number? Just 0 or 1?
Let me double check. I think it's a 0, but
Okay.
If it's a 0, that means you get no modifier.
but if everybody's not, but I guess if it's not, then yeah, just a 0
Okay.
on all of them.
Okay.
But
Let me check for
It's everybody else is
Cobalt
getting.
and Azumi. You and Azumi are the last ones out, and you make it out, but your clothing does not, nor does a decent layer of hair and skin,
Oh, great.
and everything hurts.
You got first degree burns.
And then you go unconscious,
I can't even. Oh boy.
as does Azumi. The room is now filled with the pink chemical that is eating away the surface layer of everything in the room.
Well, that's dangerous. I think you should try opening it again, Josh.
Josh no longer has fingerprints.
Yeah, that's okay.
I might have to wear that guy's skin. If that's left.
Oh god, there was no. The group will have to rush to get Luna out of the cryo the med bed and put Josh, who's in far worse condition, into it, and Azumi is just going to be getting a gurney for now while she's twitching and screaming. Cobalt will give her an anesthetic and put her out.
Yeah, I think our pilot's more important than our fry cook.
After
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fry cook is close to death.
Josh
Still
is
think
our
our pilot's
fry
more
cook?
important.
You can kind of see his internal organs. Let's put it that way.
What were we
Oh,
talking
hell.
about when we first logged on? Party
Wow.
deaths and
Hey,
dying.
All right, so we're still on Mars. So the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to do the smart thing here, and I'm going to call the equivalent of 911 to get him over to a real hospital.
Okay.
Well, his med ship is, or his lab ship is.
We're not on his
It's
lab
weeks
ship, are we?
away.
No, we're that's the closest place we'd go.
A few
'Cause
days
we're
away. I thought.
rendezvousing.
Yeah, you're right. It's only a few days, but
And they would have full medical facilities with that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I don't want him to die while we're waiting in between for his ship.
well,
to
he's
arrive.
stabilized in the med bed.
Well, we'll take him to the doctors because let's go get
Yes,
some.
but what
real-
I'm saying is we're not on planet surface anymore. We're in orbit. Like we're
Is there a
not
space
on.
station we could quickly take him to?
Maybe
I mean, at the end of the day, my view is to
Phobos.
get him somewhere within an hour.
No.
No.
So there's no space station. Well, we should be able to move, or if we're orbiting, we should be able to land fairly quickly. to get him
You could land on Phobos.
on one of the moons.
Yep,
Yes.
that's the closest thing.
Is that the closest thing with the hospital?
Yeah,
Right.
but Cobalt can get you guys there. He'll head to the cockpit and start making those arrangements. But in the meantime, he needs you guys to vent that fucking gas, one way or the other, out of the damn ship before we have a hole in the ship, the exact same size and shape of our rec room.
Okay, well that's pretty easy. We'll just slowly open up the airlock and do a decompression. We'll do it. We'll slowly suck the air out of there. Slowly, unless you want an explosive decompression, guys. It's up to you.
I want to know what that gas is.
You
What's
can
the best you left?
get a sample.
Yeah.
We'll get off of Josh there. We got his whole back. There's plenty.
Also, I really don't care how we go about getting rid of this shit. But we should put a warning label on the canister. If you turn it the wrong way, it will hiss and you'll die. And I told you to use a robot.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to do. Well, that's why I was
Well,
like.
I also
always
said
do
use
the-
Josh, but
I
thought it was
Josh
Josh
is the
before.
robot. I feel cheated.
I figured the only trap would be the explosion.
Oh,
Like how many layers of security do they need?
All of them.
Well, here's the bigger part, though. Is usually if they have an acid or something that's intended to destroy what's inside, not necessarily kill everybody else.
Well, you don't know. Maybe the acid is the thing inside.
Well, that's true. Well, you know what? I'm just waiting for this thing with a long spiky tail and a mouth that extends past its face, to come out. So
Yeah. So, who wants to make the roll for the gas to vent it properly?
What do we need to roll?
which skill set?
Computer ops.
Well, then that should be Omanel's character.
Yeah, I think that I have electronics, and it's a computer effectively of 0. So, okay, here we go. It will be a 12.
Fred.
Okay, what do you want? What do you want? Come on. You managed to make it through the menus, and proceed to open up all the right valves, etc. What's up, Joe? What do you want?
Hey guys, this is easier than trying to get the ice cream machines at McDonald's to work.
Well, this is the new flavor.
Well, anyone that gets the reference will understand.
Don't melt your mind.
Yes.
Oh, no.
The machines. I'll explain to you later.
Yeah.
And roll me 2 dice.
Okay. Any skill or just random 2 dice?
Yeah, just roll me 2 dice.
All right. I get an 11.
You also find amongst the menus a way to extract a small sample of the gas and save it actually in a receptacle inside the med bay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. We'll do that, and then we'll try getting it as close to frozen as possible.
After the a lot of time is worn off, you can go in suited up in vac suits to examine the rec room.
Really, we did in the rec room? Jeez.
Oh yeah, that's where you were. You were in the rec room.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I think we do it in storage. But oh well. That's
no. Everything that you walk on and touch. I don't know if you've ever dealt with really old foam rubber.
Yep. Yeah.
It's got that crunchiness to it, and everything's been extremely damaged by the gas. So you're leaving footprints in the floor, about a half a centimeter into the floors and things. When you get to the table, the canister is still there unaffected, but the little device that the crystal was in, that device is destroyed. The crystal's still fine on the table, but as you pick up either the crystal or the canister, the table just shatters into a million pieces before your eyes. You're able to pick up both devices and make sure that this room is more or less completely sealed, and you're going to have to go around this room whenever you need to. You really can't use this room anymore. It's going to have to be taken down all the way down to the foundations. Sorry, Nettie, the vending machines are ruined. The snacks are now gone. The microwave, the video unit, everything on the walls. The lights are starting to malfunction. And as you're in there, the lights start, popping off, and eventually you'll have to back your way out with your suit's lights and pretty much seal this room until a crew can come in and just completely disassemble everything.
This ship is heading to the trash pile, man. We really need to get on that lab ship there.
We're gonna refurbish. It's gonna be refurbished at some point.
Yeah, I really got to get with my ship broker and see if my ship shares can be transferred from the ships I own to this one. If some people that aren't Josh will sell. Once we meet up with that ship.
Yeah.
But I really don't care about repairing this one, because the sooner we can get away from these motherfuckers, the sooner I can eat.
Mm-hmm.
And see if I can steal someone else's 100 million cred sex robot.
Over the intercom, Cobalt says we'll be pulling into Phobos Station in about 8 minutes.
Okay. All right, let's prep him up.
Both of them, please.
Both? Yeah, I guess.
I've never heard of that, Joe, but I'll once I learn how to pronounce it, I'll look that up.
Well, if it's fluoro, that usually means they'll go right through glass also.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
A couple minutes later, Phobos comes into view, and the Grayhawk lands inside the station. Medvac teams are ready and waiting. Cobalt flashes a badge and takes one of the the administrator's tablet, swipes the card through the slot, starts punching some shit in, says, "Got it. Mum's the word. Don't want to hear any squawking from you guys. We weren't here. Treat my people. If you have any questions, talk to this guy." Takes the tablet back. Got it. Sign it. The guy takes his finger and does the thing, waits for the beep. Is that all right? He says, "All right, you guys, maybe hit the cafeteria." Nettie looks famished. I need to make some calls, and don't go too far. Don't talk to anybody but yourselves. If they need anything, just tell them to find me. There's a gift shop. Just whatever you do, stay close. And if you hear any code blues, make sure it's not one of ours.
Okay. I hit on the first Martian-looking chick that I see.
That's all you see?
Yeah. I'm doing that a lot.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
baby, you want to go back to your room? Before she even gets a chance, I give the same line to another chick next door.
Yeah, they're just,
I want rolls on that. I want proof that I'm not getting lucky.
you got a 5, a 3, and a 7, but she's kind of your size, so.
No. These are Martian chicks. We all know what they look like.
Well, if gravity is like 1/3 of what it is on Earth, we know exactly what they kind of look like. Motor scooters all the way.
Stop wrecking my fantasy.
Oh, I thought that was your fantasy.
Cobalt leaves you guys to your own devices. Pardon the pun, I guess. And goes and does, government stuff. Josh, give me a 2-die roll.
All right. Ah, 9.
Okay, you die.
I died?
I'm kidding.
Cool. No, it's okay. I'm fine.
No, that was a really good roll. I was just waiting to say that. Really 10 minutes. You wake up as someone's putting something over your face, like a oxygen kind of mask, and she smiles. "Don't worry, honey, you'll be fine." And then you're like,
It's
"I don't feel so." "Oh wow, I do." And then you're out.
I died and went to heaven if it's one of those Swifties.
No, you just. I was just fucking with you, man. And Nettie and Fred, what are you guys doing?
Repeat that. Sorry, I missed it.
What are we up to while they're in the hospital?
Okay, they're in the hospital. Sorry, you guys were talking over each other. Am I buzzing?
No, Shadow was asking what you're planning on doing.
What am I planning on doing?
Yeah, while we were in the hospital.
I'm planning on looking around the place, getting something to eat,
Uh-huh.
and hitting recklessly on random Martian chicks.
Okay. You,
Like,
you
I thought this
eventually
was
find your
clear.
you eventually find your way down to the cafeteria, and as you're looking over the different meals, your communication unit goes off. It's Cobalt.
Okay.
He says, "Hey guys, while you're here, you're gonna have to use cash or your own personal cards. Do not use the black cards here.
Okay.
If it's major expense, give me a receipt. I'll reimburse you later. But we want as few people to know the companies here as possible."
That's absolutely fine. We will most definitely give you a bill for everything we buy
All right.
with the money we stole from you.
Enjoy your meals.
Sweet. I look over at Josh and I fist bump him because we're only gonna be paying with the cash we stole from the.
Josh is not there.
Oh yeah. I air fist bump Josh.
Josh,
No,
you feel strange. No, you don't feel shit. You're unconscious.
I totally forgot he had his body covered in acid.
I'm trying to make an AI of this right now as we're playing. It's me.
I'm trying the new Soylent Purple.
Ooh.
And
I am with what the fuck is your character's name? Fred. Ralph. Whatever. Starts
That's
with an
okay.
R.
I have lots of different names.
Yes. Put one of your fucking character things so I can see it.
Nettie, you've got like 2 trays you're trying to balance of food from the cafeteria.
Whoa. Let me hold you up there. I am not trying nothing. I am an expert at balancing more than one tray at a time.
Okay. You sit down.
The trick is to take the first tray and put a extra jumbo large bottle a cup pop in each corner, and just sit the second tray on top of that.
Okay. So you've got 4 cans of Slurm Cola, and several plates and bowls on top of a tray with more stuff. You make it to the table where Fred is sitting, and
he's got like a bowl of celery.
Hey, this Soylent Purple tastes like octopus.
Ooh, yeah, I got some of that. I got a Soylent Purple Cola, a Soylent Purple Burger, and a Soylent Purple Steak, and some Soylent Purple Jello. There's some Soylent Purple ice cream up there, but it looks kind of funky. I'll try it if I'm still hungry after.
Hey, the Jello tastes like Rohypnol.
Rohypnol. You know what that tastes like, don't you?
Well, just ask Bill Cosby.
Who the fuck is that? Oh.
So you guys sit there for maybe 2 hours, enjoying the meal, enjoying the sights of the nurses coming by and going and doing their thing.
I asked how Josh is doing, and if there's any chance that when he wakes up he can sign the power of attorney so we can get all of his stuff.
He's in stable condition, and we recently got a dermal regenerator in full body size, and it looks like the 2 of your companions will be okay. And
okay, well, thanks. Well, make sure you put on their bill.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
In the next couple of days, if you like, there is a hotel across the street you can get a room at, and the nurses will say, we'll let you know as soon as one of them is awake if you wish to come and visit them. But in the meantime, they're going to be completely unconscious, and in a very more or less it's not an experimental unit, but we're just getting the hang of using it. We've used it about a dozen times, but
If he comes out with like boobs and I point to her chest, I'm perfectly okay with that. I think it would be hilarious.
that rarely ever happens.
Can you make it happen?
Only if
How
they
often does
requested
it
it
happen?
beforehand. Unfortunately, you'll have to wait until they're conscious to ask them for that.
Shush,
Should I put you down as his significant other?
I've got 100 credits here. If you can write me up a receipt for something that says I bought something for 100 credits, that's totally fake. It's yours. If you make it,
I can't do anything like that. I'm not risking my job for 100 credits.
500.
Shame on you for asking. I really have to get back to work. I was just trying to be courteous.
Trying to pull a prank on my bro here. Why are you stepping between me and decent male bonding?
I know it's been legal for a couple hundred years, but some of us are still old fashioned.
Wrong kind of bonding. Also, what are you doing after your shift?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to a Swifty concert, a Hollow concert, of course.
Oh,
She's still alive, and she looks like
you.
every year. She gets 1 year.
She looks like everybody on this planet.
We do not all look alike. That's a terrible, terrible, racist stereotype. I think I've had enough of your nonsense. Good day, sir.
Well, close enough. It's not a bad thing to look like.
No, finish in. I look like Taylor Swift in 2023.
Oh wow, dude!
And she looks like Taylor Swift in 2024. They're completely different.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Let me share that with everybody.
Yeah. Are you okay? Okay.
You see that, folks?
I think my character's too skinny.
I do too. But you know what? It's still pretty damn good. That could just be that could be Fred.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He lost weight because of the,
Yeah, he did, but he only lost about 12 pounds.
No,
That's hardly noticeable.
No, from fasting.
No. He lost all the weight because of the vending machine loss. He couldn't maintain the caloric intake at the enough,
As you two are leaving the cafeteria with Nettie, carrying a very large doggy-sized bag.
Yeah.
You're walking
it's
down
normally
the,
a trash bag.
walking down the hall. Roll me 1 die each.
1d6.
1. You have to only use these D6s.
Yes, I know. It's just forced to happen. 3.
Okay. Fred, you see up ahead a nurse. She's got a handheld tablet, phone or whatever in her hand, and she's doing something. She looks up at you like with the most stern look you've ever seen in one of the twisties, and she finishes, and then suddenly she's bright-eyed, smiling, cheeriest face you've ever seen, and she's walking up to you guys kind of in a bit of a hurry, and she's like,
"Hey, baby.
Well, how you doing? You're friends of the 2 patients that just came in that are using the dermal regenerators?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That must have been.
I tried to bribe her to.
Must have been so terrible to have to experience. How did that even happen?
there was this really creepy guy on Mars. I don't know why you let him on the planet, but he says he had residence there. And he kidnapped our friend, and then a nurse in the other room won't let me bribe her to put boobs on my buddy that's in the thermal regenerator.
Did your friend get hit by the thing too? She says to Frank, because I don't understand anything he's saying.
That's okay. We don't understand anything he says anyway. So.
Oh, so it is true what they say about Earthers.
I'm just saying. Do you want to go back to my room?
I'm gonna say I'll leave you two alone, and then I'll try sneaking into.
Okay.
Josh's room.
Both of you guys roll me another d6.
All right. I got a 6.
I got a 3 again.
Nettie,
I'm not sneaking nowhere.
You really think you got a shot at her?
Yeah. Hey, baby. I kind of realized that there's something up because I got a shot.
That never happens. Ever. Without money being involved.
Wow. That's a little stretch. Without there being robots involved.
My friend is a colossal pervert.
Yes.
Aren't we all in one way or another? She says as she winks.
Anything animal, mineral, or vegetable, nothing is beyond him.
It's going in my mouth or on my lap. Maybe one than the other.
Okay, George. I actually need to do the same thing. The boy came in here, asked if he could borrow my water. I have none. As you're making small talk with the lady, you start something in the back of your head starts itching. Something. Besides what you just said, it doesn't. Something's weird here.
Yeah, I start smelling the air around her.
Okay.
But I try to get her back to the rooms we've rented. I assume the ship already rented.
Well, you haven't done that yet.
Yeah. I take her back to the motel, like the nearest one. I rent the room.
She said, "I can't leave. I'm still on duty. But maybe we can meet at the cafe, and you can tell me all about, what happened to your friends."
Oh, I'd love to do that, but after your shift, can we do that after your shift?
Well, yeah, sure.
Sure.
I'll meet you at the cafe in about 6 hours.
Oh, that's perfect.
Make sure you wear your
for that.
Make sure you wear your Sex Panther cologne.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna schedule 6 hours. I'm gonna go book a nearby motel or a hotel or whatever. Okay. Make sure I get a bill so I can give it back to.
Okay, it's 42,000 credits a night.
Yeah, I'll need it for one night. And I'm gonna tell Josh and Fred.
Josh is unconscious.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell Fred because Josh should be better by then. Right? How long should he be in that tank?
He's going to be in there about 12 hours.
Oh, fuck. What the hell,
Then he's going to kiss his sister afterwards. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to tell Fred and the people on the ship to meet me at the hotel in about 7 hours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right from now. So I got to meet the chick, book the hotel.
You mean scratch that, reverse that?
Yes, reverse that. In 6 hours, I gotta meet the chick, take her to the motel, get busy with it, have them break in after I've taken what my character wants, and then we can have a prisoner that's wearing a skin suit. So I can smell that shit. I know what food smells like, and that does not smell like food. That smells like skin suit. Don't forget, most food in this world is made from Soylent Green, so
which is also made from skin suit,
which is made from people. So
Soylent Green is made from people, but the other Soylents are made from other stuff. So
And
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
From
From Martians, from Venusians.
Those are people.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Well, technically, the Martians are human. Technically.
So you get your rooms, no problem. You get your luggage transferred. Cobalt says, get your stuff out of the ship while you can. Crew's going to be coming in, our crews, and taking care of the as much of the decontamination procedure as possible. Tomorrow, we're going to have a service for um, Agent Twist. I'll give you the coordinates for that. Luna is going to be transferred to another facility. Uh,
Why would we have a service for Agent Twist?
she was a dear friend, and I don't want to be lugging her body around, wherever we're going. You know what I mean?
Shouldn't we be taking it back to shouldn't you be taking it back to headquarters to be dissected in every little detail in case there's something hidden in it? Like sand grain size microcomputer.
No, I already ran a scan. There was nothing, and I'd like to put it to rest as soon as possible.
Slacker.
Along with the other casualties on board. Don't worry, I got a cleaning team taking care of everything.
I heard about this thing called a Mexican dance, or what was that? What was that thing? What was that thing Raven told us about a couple of weeks ago on my show? Where you put the
dear God, the electric.
yeah.
No, dear God, no. Wow. Okay,
yeah.
give me just a minute, guys. I'll be right back. I got to get some water.
Sorry, what was Dean Cow, not Raven? Yeah. For those of you that did not see that, it was this thing where you hook a current up to a corpse and then rent it out for an hour.
Ah. Male or female corpse?
Either.
Female.
Oh.
Well, I'm assuming female. Very disgusting. Kind of like the scenario going on with Uma Thurman in Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Corpse, not a coma person. And electricity, so it gets a little bit of a jolt.
So these skin suit things that we're finding, I know it's a different process, but I was thinking of that movie for some reason with Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, yeah.
Where they sprayed that stuff over him or something, and he
Avatar,
and he became like a Mexican.
He became like a Mexican.
Well, their plant was in Mexico, and he kind of looked like a Mexican guy because I guess they were like, if I guess they had their base in like other part of the world where they would have had it different. But
yes, but I have to laugh because Charlie Sheen, his father changed his last name, from Estevez.
Yes,
Emilio. Arrival. I think the Arrival. I think it's called The Arrival. That was a cool movie. Remember the guy with at the end where he just like kicks his leg back and he's like walking like a kangaroo or something.
Yeah, they had the Arrival. It's on Tubi.
Oh, cool. Yeah, must watch, people. It's a good one.
Yeah.
As much as you want to make fun of Charlie Sheen, he's not bad. What was his, he was like an astronomer or something? I don't remember.
Yeah. That or like an Alex Jones. I think he was considered to be a crackpot.
Yeah. And he gets arrested in Mexico trying to break into that base.
Terry Polo is in that movie. She was the Meet the Fockers wife.
What's that game? It's like a strategy game where you got to play. You play as like a factions that like want to be nice with the aliens, factions that's anti-aliens, and it's like you're like trying to take over Earth and then fight the aliens or be friends with them. Or
yeah, I've played that. Oh fuck! What was it called? What is
I'm
it
not
called?
familiar with it.
You'd probably like it.
it's like it's a strategy game, but with some political intrigues in it. You're like trying to influence countries, and once you get enough influence in the world, you're starting to set up things to attack the aliens. Or
you gotta like also build spaceships and shit.
Yeah.
The only game I can think of, but I'm not saying that they're friendly, was XCOM, but I can't.
Oh, this was like, what if XCOM was on crack and you weren't playing the
Rebels?
you weren't playing the teams, you were playing the organizations.
Yeah.
Isn't XCOM put out by Archon Studio now?
No, XCOM's a computer game, bro.
Yeah, but I could have swore that they made a board game.
They did, but then I think that was a Fantasy Flight, wasn't it? I don't remember.
I don't know. I could have swore. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I know there was an XCOM board game, but
Yeah, I gotta go to my wish list.
Terra Invicta, is that it?
Terra Invicta.
Send me a link. So, you guys have got your room, or separate rooms.
I'm still hanging out with Josh there.
With what?
I'm hanging out in Josh's room while he's trying to make sure he's doing okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm conspiring to hook up with what is obviously a skin suit.
You know, he's doing it with Hot Lips Hula, you know. So
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some action, and these guys are gonna swoop in at the 11th hour, and hopefully I'm still alive.
You mean like 55 minutes after it's
Man, you think at my weight I don't have erectile dysfunction? It's going to take me 45 minutes just to get up.
I thought that's what the electro study was for. Yeah, it's like, you know how many drugs I have to get this stuff going?
Yeah.
I think just how long it takes to go through the rolls of you know.
What was that fucking thing called that Dean Power told us about? The Mexican,
the electric dance or something.
Yeah, whatever it was called. I don't need that for a corpse. I need that for myself. Oh, that was disgusting.
Fred, while you're sitting there watching Josh regrow skin tissue, a nurse will come in and ask you if you want a cup of coffee or anything.
Nah, I'm good. Thanks.
Other than that, it's pretty boring.
That's okay. That's the way I kind of like it whenever someone's getting healed up. I'm not trying to make things exciting. You know, it's like, hey, guys, he's in the hospital, and there's going to be some excitement. Like, no one ever says that, you know.
No, nobody ever wants that either, because that's usually, not a good thing.
So it's okay if it's boring. But
Nettie, you've got your room. You're flipping through the channels while you're unpacking your bag. You got 5 hours till you're supposed to meet that nurse downstairs at the cafe.
Room service.
Oh, yeah.
I order an entire roast.
No, you ordered the menu.
Yeah. I go to order the menu, and they're like, "Sir, we can only give you one item at a time. Our kitchen has capacity limits. We can't do everything on the menu at once." And I'm like, "Okay, I will order a roast duck, but in 15 minutes, I want the steak rib combo with all
Just
the sides."
yep. Just go down the list and just keep them coming as fast as you can make them.
Yes. I've got 4.5 hours to kill.
Mhm.
I expect to spend it eating.
Okay. 4.5 hours later, probably maybe not even 4.5 hours later, but like 4 hours later, you're like, yeah, maybe I should take a shower.
Wait a minute. He wants a mint. He wants
Whoa. This is Nettie we're talking about.
just 1 mint, sir. That's all.
Wait for thin.
Yes. If anyone remembers the meaning of life.
Yes, I absolutely do. Wait for thin.
Yes.
And he explodes.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I remember that very well.
Well,
So you're getting ready for your hot date. You get dressed, or
Yes. I put on my good overall suit, the one that comes off easy.
it's all Velcro
It's all Velcro all the way down.
from your very short stint at Chippendales.
I may or may have not gotten it from one of those suppliers, but I never worked there. I have too much self-respect for that.
he was that Chris Farley character. They had.
That's what I was exactly thinking.
I got the outfit because it was
Patrick
comfortable.
Swayze. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was so fucking funny. So you're in the elevator, just you and yourself, because that's all that'll fit. On your way down, Kobold says on the comm unit, "What are you doing?"
Me?
Yeah, what are you doing?
He called me. He called. I'm preparing a trap. I told you. Meet me here. What time is it? What time is it?
Let's say 7:45.
So 7:45. Okay, I told you. Meet me here at 9:00.
You really
Be
think it's
armed and with a team. I think she's a skin job. I'm gonna do some interrogations and stuff. Don't pay too close attention. And then knock on the door like you need me for an emergency or something.
Okay.
And I'll give you the signal of catch the bitch or something.
Okay.
Like
You
didn't
sure you don't
get that
want some
one.
backup?
That's who the fuck do you think you are?
I mean, before that.
You could be out in the hall. Like generally, when you set up an operation, the other part should be set up. I told you, come in at this time.
All right.
Fuck, it's like I'm the amateur. I'm the expert here or something. Like fuck, you never done this before?
Yeah,
Secret
just trying to get a
agent,
feel for the exact situation. You're a little,
secret
little
agent boy.
vague on the details.
Yeah, well, it's because I don't want you to know the details. Ching. And I wink at the guy. I'm gonna try and get some action.
He's like, look,
I'm gonna investigate this skin suit, see how detailed it is, and all that.
Dear God.
Hey, right now we don't know if it's a real chick or not. I just got a hunch. And you know my hunches. They always turn out right and tasty.
I ate
All right.
the evidence. You know.
All right.
Also, you got the bill from the restaurant earlier, or the cafeteria, right?
No,
I gave it to you. It's submitted. I scanned it in the computer and everything.
it's probably in my inbox. I haven't checked.
Okay, I thought I handed it to you as well.
Hey,
Well, I got copies, nonetheless. They're invoiced and everything.
it'll take 2 weeks. Well, you know, so.
Doesn't matter as long as I get my money back.
All right.
Also,
Just keep my number on speed dial in case things go south.
Yes. Also, I asked the lady at the teller to add 15% to everything I purchased.
How
even
much?
though I didn't pay 15%. So whatever you determine my food consumption was, I should have allotted that. Add 15% to that, or add 10%. I let the lady take the 5%.
You're at just under $100,000 for the evening's meal and one night stay.
No, not the bill, the cafeteria.
Oh,
I couldn't get the lady here because it's too corporate to do the 15% thing. So it's just the normal whatever that bill as well has got to go to him, but we haven't cashed out yet. So
okay.
Something paid for.
Your elevator opens. You walk out.
I'm getting rich off this motherfucker.
The cafe's off to the left. Not a lot of people coming and going.
Okay. No. The cafe was earlier. We're in the hotel room.
Yeah, but you're supposed to meet her at the cafe.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, I gotta go pick her up.
You're sitting in the booth.
I'm all smooth and shit.
They had to get some torque wrenches to move the table so you could fit. Are you sure you wouldn't sit at the bar?
That seems ableist.
You're the one who insisted on a booth.
I'm dead sexy, motherfucker, and thin. Make these things more dynamic.
Just hope you don't have to get up in a hurry.
I'm a nimble motherfucker.
How's Josh looking?
He's looking better. He's got a full layer. You no longer see anything internal.
That's good.
You do notice a couple of tattoos, but he can tell you about those later.
Oh. Oh. Okay. So we're waiting. Is who's all in the comms team? Do I have an earpiece or something? Was that set up?
You can if you like.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've already had a couple of drinks. It's 20 minutes after the time she was supposed to show up.
What the fuck? This is not right. Normally, when ladies say they're going to meet me at the bar, they show up on time. With a friend.
That's because they're robots.
You do notice that there's one customer sitting at the bar, and she keeps looking back at you, trying to be nonchalant. Maybe she's just never seen a male before, or maybe she's never seen a male your size before.
Well, I squeeze out of the booth and I go over to her, knowing that the chick I was going to hook up with is running late. Maybe I can salvage this evening or something.
Okay.
Or if the chick shows up, maybe it could be a better evening.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I go over there and I'm like, "Hey, baby, what you doing?"
She looks at you. I think your friend has arrived.
Oh, great! I said, do you want to join us?
No, you better hurry.
Okay. Well, I waddle over to Swifty 795 10,012,
Okay.
whatever the fuck her name is. Hey, babe. You should probably tell me if I'm trying to figure out what her name is.
You could have read her name tag,
Yes.
but you didn't.
I assume I did. Tell me what the fucking name is.
Sabina.
Sabina. It took you that long to figure out a name that crappy?
No, it was in my head for a while.
Okay.
Well,
Hey,
look at you all.
Sabina.
Look at you all dressed up.
Yeah. Do you want to get a drink before or we can get something back at the room?
Oh, we just met. How forward of you.
Oh,
Why don't we have a cup of coffee?
cup of coffee. Okay. They make a really good coffee back at the hotel.
Oh, you.
We know what's going on here, babe. Don't play boy.
Do we? She blinks hard.
Yeah.
She says, "Well, to be honest, I'm on my lunch break, so I've only got 25 minutes. So let's just have a cup of coffee, see where it goes."
Lunch break. I said when you were done your shift.
Well, that's why I'm late. They asked me to put in a double, and I kind of need the money. So,
Okay.
but you're not going anywhere. Your friend's still got another 6 to 12 hours.
Yes. Well,
I'm really interested in I really want to hear more about how something like this could happen. Was it a a reactor leak or something like that?
something like that. Why don't you go over there to the booth? I point to the booth that I was sitting at. Sit on this side if you don't mind, and order the coffee. I'm just going to go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Then while she's doing that, I scoot off to the bathroom and I'm like, "Hey guys, get to the fucking diner really quick. Things are going upside down." I'm not getting lucky. It's very sad.
Are they armed?
They're your NPCs. You tell me if they're armed. I'm fucking armed. I don't go anywhere without my Gauss pistol tucked in a fold of fat.
If she's armed, you don't know where she's keeping it.
What?
He's referring to okay. Never mind. He's referring to himself or his backup, not the nurse.
No, he's referring to the woman you're having coffee with.
Oh. The calm, not
Yeah.
you as the DM is saying, are they armed?
Yes.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. Just the one individual.
Yes, she was acting all sketchy at the hospital, and then switched. I got a funky feeling. Sadly, not the right funk. But we should probably take her in for interrogation. Now get the fuck down here. You know the plan. Just shifted location. Things going
All
on.
right, I tell you what. You see that blonde at the bar?
They're all blonde.
You see the blonde at the bar?
Yes.
All right. When you give the signal, she's going to head for the elevator. You head for the elevator.
Okay.
And since all three of you won't fit, just push her in the elevator.
Okay. Don't worry. The elevator for the hospital, because that's what the cafeteria is. Yes, sure.
The Sabina's waiting. There's 2 cups of coffee, and some sort of pastry that she's been nibbling on.
Yeah, I take a sip from the coffee, and then I add some sugar, and I say, "Those pastries are good. I had like a dozen of them before you got here."
Oh, you kid!
No,
I can never finish one of these. They're so good.
yes. What I mean, like a dozen. I mean, like a baker's dozen.
So you sit down, and she's like, so tell me more about the accident.
Oh, well, we had a mutiny attempt, and they put some sabotage stuff around the ship, and while trying to to clean that up, we found this canister, and my buddy Josh tried opening it, and it sprayed gas all over him.
Really, it was a gas.
Yeah.
You're lucky you
Yes.
didn't get hit too.
Oh, I'm a fast guy. Well, not in the wrong ways.
Oh, you kid.
Oh, I do not do so. Why are you so curious about what
Well,
happened?
it's part of my residency. I was assigned with the dermal regenerator, and
Dermal regenerator, you said.
I've never seen anything like this so thorough. I mean, you probably don't know, but it was pretty invasive.
Yeah, yeah. One of the other operators said you could add things to a person, and I tried to get her to help me pull a prank on my buddy Josh.
A prank?
Would you
What's a prank?
like a joke, right? Like a joke,
Like knock knock? Who's there?
like uh, causing him to grow a pair of boobs.
Or what?
I point to her boobs.
Oh, these? Oh, I've had these forever.
Yeah, well, I think as a man, we don't have those. Like these are fat, not breasts.
Really? Because I could swear
No,
that she's
these are
pointing at
fat,
your
not
chest.
breasts. But like skinny men don't have them, right? So
Oh, like your friend.
yeah. Very very sad soul, can't eat a thing. Uh, but I think it'd be funny if you woke up with a pair like those.
Well,
Uh,
how is that funny?
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's effing hilarious. You'll see it on his face when he comes out and looks down.
Well, I might not be on duty then, but
I'll record it so I can show it to him for the rest of his life.
let me make a call. You excuse me, and I'll
You
see if I
can't do that. He'll never leave the ship if you give him boobs.
She says, "So, just excuse me a moment," and she gets up and she walks past the bar, kind of out of sight, but you can still see her. But she's got her back to you. She pulls out her communication device and starts talking.
I wink over to the lady at the counter and I say, swear I got a gut feeling.
What?
I swear I got a gut feeling. And the elevators, are they in that direction?
They happen to be in that direction.
Okay. I signal her to get the elevator ready.
She says, "Hit the button."
Yeah, and then once Sabina hangs up, push her into the elevator, and we go.
Okay. Roll me 2 dice.
2 dice. Uh, 2d6. I got a total of 3.
She sidesteps your attempts.
Okay,
and
but
you see a look on her face that's.
can she really sidestep me?
You should have been a sumo wrestler, my friend.
The real question
You
is, can
see,
she get away from him with his gravity? You know.
you see her eyes blink sideways instead of up and down. They go.
Yeah. Remember, I have a Dex +2.
Uh-huh. The Swifty at the was at the bar, just out of nowhere, just tackles her into the elevator,
Yeah.
and
Remember that.
they're wrestling and shit. She says, "Hit the damn button!" They're freaking rolling around. Just
I hit it. I hit it. I hit the button.
hit it, hit it again, hit it again. They're just freaking.
I also hit the close now button.
That's what I meant.
Which never does anything.
Right.
It sends the signal immediately.
Well, yeah, but I laugh because they said they put that on the on elevators, and it actually doesn't do anything.
And just as the doors are getting closed, the Swifty freaking hits her in the face, and you can see the skin suit tear, and you can see the non-human fish face underneath it, and she's hissing and screaming, and the doors ding, and the elevator goes up.
Yeah. I hang my head in shame. Disappointment. I really wanted to tap that before we captured her.
There are so many jokes I could make, but not gonna.
I'm okay as long as it doesn't look like a octopus creature in the moment.
You look back and nobody seems to have noticed anything.
Yes.
Your comm unit goes off. It's Cobalt. It says, "You better hurry up. She might need your help when it gets to your floor."
Yeah. I'm in the other elevator because they always come in pairs.
He's taking the stairs. No.
We'll see you next week, folks.
This session is over.
Gravity's pretty low on this one. You might actually be able to jump up high enough.
They got artificial gravity generators and shit.
When your elevator finally comes up, it opens up and
whoa. Before we do that, if I'm taking the stairs, how many flights is it?
I was just kidding about the stairs.
5.
5. Okay. So I think I need to roll 5 survival checks.
In athletics, and after every athletics check, I need a survival check to see if I can make it up another stair.
Yeah. With a -1 for every flight.
The elevator would be definitely faster.
Yes, but not as funny and potentially fatal.
Roll me 2 dice.
8.
You do make it up the stairs, but it takes a while. When you get up to the stairs at the top, you see two men in suits with wraparound shades, the blonde and a gurney. The gurney is got someone strapped to it, but there's a sheet over their head. You like covering the full body.
Yeah, like a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, like it would matter on this world.
The blonde says, "We'll take it from here. You might want to get yourself cleaned up. You really should have taken the elevator.
Yeah.
Your fop sweat and pit sweat. And,
smell me down the hall.
Yeah.
I've lost 5 pounds.
You left a leader in the stairwell at various points of liquid. Let's just say.
Yeah, gravy.
They take the gurney into the elevator, and you never see them again.
Well, I call what's his face? So it's like, are these people with you?
Yes.
It's okay. I was just making sure we didn't get double teamed or tasked or whatever.
No, they're good.
Whatever they call that in Spyland when the
Yeah.
bad guys get the prize, because I think they're us.
No. I still got a few good men and women here and there.
Yes.
I'll see you guys in the morning for breakfast. By then, Josh should be out of his chamber. Azumi's already awake. If you want to give her a call, she'd probably appreciate that. Cheer her up. I sent her some flowers, and we'll all meet for breakfast in the morning.
Sweet. I'm gonna go take a shower and see what they got for entertainment here.
That's a good idea.
And then soak in a hot tub if they got a good sized one here, and see what they got for entertainment. Then I'll go.
Yeah, there's a swimming pool, jacuzzi on the top floor.
Oh, yeah. I know there is, but wait, we're at the hospital. I gotta go back to my hotel room. So
No, you were in the hospital. I mean, you were in the hotel.
okay. Okay. Yeah. I think I got a jacuzzi in my room, man. I didn't skimp. You guys were paying, so
Okay. Yeah, you got a
my
jacuzzi.
budget isn't gonna survive, you motherfuckers.
You barely fit in the jacuzzi. An hour or so later, you're sitting there, bubble bath, rubber ducky, compliments of the house. They didn't have a robe your size, but they did have one of the pool covers. So that was fun.
Yes, it was. I'm sitting there with an expensive bottle of hooch, mourning the loss of Swifty Bot.
Yeah, a single tear runs down your eye. Or was that butter sauce from the lobster?
Probably both. You know, if I cry, it would be in butter sauce. So.
Fred,
okay.
you're watching Josh regrow hair and things like that, and
I didn't realize he was a redhead.
The nurse comes in and says, "I'm really sorry, but visiting hours are over. I hope you got a room across the street. Your friend should be released in the morning."
Okay. All right, so I'm going to pick up and go over there and figure out what the hell, Nettie's doing.
You check in, you clean up, you probably have a meal.
God damn it! Someone ate all the food. I'll have to go out and order out.
They bring you some Chinese. Well, they say it's Chinese. What the hell would you know? You never been to China. And the stuff from the Noodly Hut could be anything. Let's see if they have a Noodly Hut here on Mars. They do in fact have a Noodly Hut, and they do deliver. So
with live noodles,
well, they could be noodles. They could be really, really thin intestines of something. Whatever that is, Klingons eat.
Yeah. What's the living,
mealworm?
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys do your thing. You watch some free porn or whatever. Morning rolls around. Josh, you wake up. You're no longer in a hyperbaric type of chamber. You're in a hospital room. There's an IV. You feel pretty good. You feel different though. Something's weird.
Okay. Well, I assume I would be aware that my skin was all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Or...
Oh yeah. You will You'll wake up a couple of nights in a cold sweat, remembering that
Yeah.
later on
So
down the road.
I'm just gonna check myself. I assume I'm naked.
No, you're in a
Check myself,
usual
particularly the
hospital
nether region. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, make sure it's all there. And the thumb would be probably where I'm thinking it's probably missing.
The thumb has been regrown with natural looking skin.
Oh.
It's no longer the funky color that it was.
Oh, good. Okay. So, am I like? Well, my my character was like a Caucasian. Am I like Caucasian? Do I look maybe black or Asian or something? You guys didn't make me black, did you? Not that I wouldn't mind.
Only certain parts of you.
Oh, okay.
No, no, but you're like, wait a minute. You're blinking and you're looking at your skin. You're like,
Seem a little softer here.
no, your skin. You're looking at your arms and you're like, you've got the most glorious tan you could ever imagine.
Oh, nice.
Like you've been in Saint Tropez for a month, and you're just glistening, and you're like, oh, you feel kind of like really good. Maybe it's what's being pumped into you. You don't know, but you're feeling pretty pretty good.
You know, I thought I died and gone to heaven at one point.
Yeah.
There's this beautiful angel.
You also notice, though, there's one thing that you you're like, hey, wait a minute, and you roll up your sleeve, and there's a row of numbers on your arm.
Oh no! I get like a mirror to look at it if I can't see it.
Okay, I'll tell you the numbers later, but it's a seven digit numbers.
Oh, okay. Like a credit card or a phone number. Not 10 digits.
A phone number.
And
you
They
look
used
down,
to be 7.
Hey, can you call? I go to Natty. I say, can you call this number?
It's missing 2 digits for a phone call.
Well, what's the local area code?
It's not working as a phone number.
It would be funny if it like just like you could do this now. Oh,
You could have that attached. Remove the pinky and add it to the thumb.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to get fancy, you can remove the pointer finger and have a John Ritter special put in.
I'll put a phone in your shoe.
yes.
Remember
Real
that?
man.
We thought that was so cool. He had a phone in his shoe.
Oh, I know, right? And then you're
It was a rotary phone too.
you're stretching a little, Josh.
Mhm.
You're like, okay, I don't know what the frick's up with the phone number, and then you're like, your chest feels a little tight,
Oh no! I checked my chest. Did they put
and you
moves on
look
me?
down, and you're like, roll me 2 dice.
Oh no! That's
Double
7.
T's.
A 7.
Um,
Oh no!
your pecs. Well,
Mhm.
you actually have them now.
Oh, okay, like masculine pecs, not like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
You it's like, what the hell?
Boo.
I tested my strength out on something. Is there like something heavy I could lift, or am I still strapped to the bed, or can I
You
get out?
can get up. You're
All
not.
right, yeah, I'm gonna.
You can. I
I'm
mean, you're
gonna-
still IV'd up, but you can get up and.
Let's see something standard, like see what that like opening a door would be like. Kind of test my strength out with that. First, just kind of give it a little.
As you're opening the door, the nurse says, "Oh, you're awake."
Yeah.
Well, gee, you're scheduled. You're not scheduled to check out for another couple hours. Do you need something?
Yeah, what's this number?
It just when your skin grew back, it was there.
Huh.
It looks like a tattoo. We just assumed it was a tattoo. Maybe it was something you had done previously. Maybe you needed to remember something. I really don't know. If you don't either,
Okay.
that is unusual.
I have passed out in the past before.
Well, maybe you got drunk with some friends. I really don't know.
All right.
I mean, you have access to the internet in your room. You can maybe do a search or something. Maybe see if
Oh
it has
yeah.
some significance. Uh,
Okay. Did you guys do anything extra? Like, is this? I do feel a little more vibrant, a little more like. Well, my tone is a little better. Is there any sort? Did you guys put like a little bit of a, I don't know, better muscle under it or something? Or
sometimes the new G7 model gets a little how do I put it? There's leftovers from the previous patient. Maybe
ah,
if you have any other side effects, unpleasant. Unfortunately, your friend signed a waiver, so you know,
of
uh,
course.
we'll try and compensate for it. But if you're experiencing those side effects, there could be something else.
Is the
Uh,
Could the number be from the donor skin?
no, 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 no. That's definitely the leftovers from a tattoo. Maybe it was one of those ultraviolet tattoos, and it just when it regrew the tissue, it turned it turned it into a regular tattoo and burned off.
Oh, like writing something in lemon juice.
I, I really don't understand that reference, but
It's like code,
um,
like how ancient people did codes.
maybe it's just a chemical reaction where whatever did the initial damage
Hmm.
burnt off uh, the ultraviolet aspect of it and just left the base remnants.
Okay. Let's see. Any of my clothes left?
Oh gosh, no, you were uh, well, no. I mean, there might have been a belt buckle,
Okay. I'll
but I
probably.
don't think they saved anything because of the possible contamination. We
Yeah.
can get you a set of scrubs to leave in if you don't have anything.
Yes,
Um,
please.
but that's about the best. If you're up and about, we can get you some breakfast, and if you're feeling well, we can maybe discharge you an hour early.
Yeah. Get me a breakfast and one for my friend. So one for both my friends.
Okay.
Just charge it to Cobalt.
I don't. I didn't see that name on any of your
Yeah, I
paperwork.
mean a Cobalt. The guy in the Cobalt suit, not Cobalt. The Just
I
charge
worked
it to
last night, so
charge
um,
it to my bill.
I'll,
Put it on
I'll,
my
I'll,
bill.
I'll bring some paperwork in, and you can tell me who you'd like to charge it to.
My insurance. Charge it to my insurance. My veterans. Is this a VA hospital?
No,
I'm a veteran.
no, this is not.
Okay.
Well,
Charge.
we do have a veterans program for the Martian uh, patients, but you're clearly not a Martian. Sorry, don't take that the wrong
No,
way. Not
don't
being
worry.
racist or anything, but uh,
Oh, don't worry. I hate Xenos too.
okay. But go ahead and relax. We'll have some food to you in about 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, please. Hurry it up. He's getting hungry.
And you're sitting around, maybe looking on the internet or something, and Azumi comes in.
Oh. Oh, great. Okay, she's feeling better.
Oh yeah, like $1,000,000. We should have this done more often.
Yeah.
Not.
Did you get any weird tattoos put on you?
No.
No, but these got bigger
Um,
and firmer.
Well,
yeah.
no. You notice she's kind of in a huff because her hair is still, kind of a Prince Valiant, tomboy look. It's nowhere near the 2.5 foot length she used to have. Uh,
Oh.
it,
Okay. I show her the tattoo. Something like this. I don't remember ever having this before.
no, No, nothing like that at all. Well, I mean, I didn't search everywhere, but I definitely didn't have anything on my arms or my legs or my front. I don't know. My back might have something. I hope to God not.
Okay. All right. I'll do a little research when I get a chance.
When she sits down, Cobalt and the gang will be here in about 45 minutes. If you need some privacy, I can go wander around.
Yeah, go have fun. Go get a coffee or something.
All right. Well, I'll see you then. She toddles off, and they bring your food. And
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking around for anything I could steal. I like to steal medical equipment.
roll me 2 dice.
Just grab the blanket.
Uh-oh. 6 and a 5, 11.
I'm like the Gen 7, flesh, rebuilder.
There is a locked drawer in the room.
Oh. All right.
There was a locked drawer in the room.
after they leave the food, I'm just gonna take something just to fill me up a little bit and give the rest to Natty.
Natty isn't there yet.
Oh, okay. I'll save some for Natty, and I'll check out the lock.
Okay.
Try to
It's
see
a
it.
cheap, IKEA kind of, crappy lock.
All right. Let's see. Well, I don't have anything on me.
You got plastic knife, fork, and spoon.
Yeah. Omen. Oh, is Frank there?
No, none of the guys are there.
Okay.
Roll me 2 dice.
I mean, I'll come over when visiting hours happen again.
10.
Okay, you're looking around and you notice up at the curtains, they've got those typical cheap metal, like not quite carabiners, but kind of like a safety pin.
Yeah.
That hold the curtain on. You could probably
Old
take one of
school
those and maybe jimmy it with that.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try to bend it out. Bend it with my hand. If I have to use the plastic fork to kind of push it around to get it into the right shape.
Okay, roll me 2 dice.
7.
7. Before you even do anything, you're holding on to it and with your left hand, and you're messing with the improvised lock pick with the ring, and you just inadvertently pull it and it just pops open.
Oh, great. All right, what's in the drawer?
Well, let's take a look here. There is a bundle of syringes.
Oh.
Pre-sealed with some medical jargon on them.
Okay. I'm going to. I'll take a look at them, see if I can read them. And,
do you have any medical knowledge?
Yeah, I have like a 2 or something in.
Oh, really? Oh, then you instantly identify them as a sedative.
Okay, great.
There are 5 of those bundled up with a rubber band. 5 individual one-use sedative syringes. Okay. There's also a medical scanner, portable.
Oh, nice.
Property and somebody's name is on it.
Medical scanner. That'd be cool. Yeah, I think I'll take those and I'll probably just hide them under my my gown, my hospital gown.
Okay.
Maybe keep the syringes by my armpit and hide. Well, while I go back in bed and start eating.
There was one other thing in there. Device you're not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like one of those things you stick in an ear with a flashlight.
Okay.
But it's got several buttons and dials.
Well, let's see. So it looks like one of those, but I'll probably know what that is. If it was that, it wouldn't be. I know what it is.
Roll me 2 dice. Add 2. And if you have an intelligence bonus, education bonus.
Oh, that's where I got 4 plus 2, so 6. And my education bonus is a 12. So that's plus, it's a plus. What is that? A 12. 12 is a plus 2. Yeah. So yeah, so 6, 7, 8.
It looks like a mini, like in Logan's Run when they had the laser that would cut you and then heal you,
Oh, well,
but
that
it's like a miniature version of that. But I mean, on a really small scale. It would probably work on like a knife wound, but definitely not a bullet wound.
okay.
But it
All
can
right.
be used in both ways to, cut away tissue, to pull out like fish hooks or something like that, and then seal it.
Okay, I'm gonna take those and just hide them under my hospital gown and start eating, and then I'll eat a little bit. I'll just peck away at things and see what I could sneak out.
Then there's a knock at the door,
Yeah.
and it's Nettie and Fred and Azumi.
Oh, great. Let's see. Say, Natty, do you have any pockets?
Yeah, I've got a lot of pockets. What do you need pockets for?
I pull up my hospital gown and show all the stuff I'm hiding under it.
Man, I did not need to see that.
And
I'll
you are a
swing that
little
way,
you are a
bro.
little bummed. He doesn't have any breasticles.
Yeah.
Now I got manly pecs now. I just
I tried to pay for an extra package for you, man, but they wouldn't.
extra package out like a second penis.
Nah.
Yeah, you haven't looked down there yet. Wouldn't it be funny if they mistook you for a woman? And made sure that never mind.
Poor woman. I hope that didn't get burned away too bad.
That's actually probably one of the few areas that was safe, to be honest, not to be over flattering, but
Yeah.
in the kind of situation.
I don't want to be technical, or like was I wearing my armor, my body armor?
No, probably not. Otherwise,
Okay.
none of this would have happened.
Okay,
Cool. At least I still have that on the ship.
Oh, I see how you are, Mr. Sneaky.
You guys had 80 and mine had 4.
I kind of wish I got hit with the acid.
Yeah.
And
we would have been here for a month.
Tosses you a bag, a flat pressed rectangular bag, about the size of a sheet of paper, but clearly it's got clothing in it. They said you didn't have anything to wear. This is the best they could offer. If we'd have known, we'd have pulled something from your gear, but you're gonna have to scrub it for now.
Okay. All right.
Suit up. Let's get out of here.
All right.
The
Cool.
boss needs us back at the ship.
Okay. Yeah. I'll grab that. See if we can spread out the ill-gotten gains, and so nobody notices anything.
Sure.
And head out.
You suit up. You got the best they got are these like booties for your feet, and a pair of scrubs. One size fits all but Nettie.
Mhm.
And
Whoa. I'm a 2 fits me. Okay.
And a couple minutes later, a nurse comes in with some paperwork, needs you to sign. And she says, "Is this one of the people you were talking about billing the extra expenses to?"
Yes, I think so.
Okay, you don't recognize any of the names.
That sounds right.
One of them's female, one of them's male. And she says, "No, not that one. That's me." You're like, "That doesn't say Azumi." Don't worry about it. Just fill the blanks.
Yeah, I'll sign it, but I'll sign it like not my name. I'll sign it like So I sign it.
Oxnard.
Yeah, here we go. Oxnard. Yeah, I'll sign it.
Nice. And you guys make your way out of the place, and you meet back at the ship. There's still men in hazmat suits moving big plastic covered sheets of what used to be the rec room. And he says, "Come on, we're gonna finish this little session in my stateroom. I know it's a little early to be drinking, but Pops open a very expensive looking bottle of something. It's a weird sort of like almost like those those pasta that are like a drill bit looking. Imagine a big giant bottle shaped like that, sort of a rainbow hued color, not rainbow but like mermaid color. You know what that is? That sort of purple. And if you look at it a different way, it's gold. Different way, it's green.
Yeah, the color shifting.
Yeah. And he pours everybody a tall one of those. And he takes a Ziploc bag from behind the bar, puts it on the table. It's the capsule.
It was in inside the thing that had all the poison in it.
Yeah, the thing that ejected the poison gas. This time we're gonna try it a different way, and he slides it toward Azumi. It's never too early to drink. Raven's probably the whole time. That's awesome, Raven. And he says, Azumi, do that voodoo that you do so well. She's like, all right. And she, does her freaking meditation shit, and then she puts a hand on it for a few minutes, twitching a little here or there, suspenseful music, and she opens up her eyes and go, oh, okay. She takes it, twists it, like she did last summer, and pops it open.
Twist again.
I'm clearly sure she went to band camp last summer.
Remind me to send you a video, Justin.
Uh-oh.
And she pulls the cap or squared, flat end off, and as she pulls it out, there's another crystal mounted to the base, and there's a port plug. You got a jack. He's like, yeah, hold on a minute. Rummages around, pulls out a cord, hands it to her. She plugs it in, he plugs it into another end, hits the screen on his wall. And an image comes in. It's Agent Twist, alive and well. Timestamp about a year ago. And it starts off, she gives her name, her rank, her serial number. Okay, Raven. I'm not really sure what that's in reference to.
Oh, you never saw the movie?
No, I did, but I don't know
Pie?
what I don't know what she's referencing. Which part of what we've been saying?
American Pie was the movie.
No, I know, but I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
what part of our
Oh,
game that she was
okay.
shoving that into? Because sometimes these things, there's a little bit of a delay. And after giving a rank, serial number, etc., she says, I hope this falls into the right hands. The fate of the solar system depends on it. If this ends up in the hands of Agent Cobalt, I know you'll know what to do with this. Everybody else from the Grayhawk, Azumi, Constance, good luck with this. If you found this, it means I'm gone, and hopefully I took some of those bastards with me.
No, you didn't.
Well, she might have before you guys met her, type of thing, but you don't know. Encased in this crystal is my full report of my last 2 years on the job, and every station that I visited, every suspected Vox that I've been able to track down. They've infiltrated several key points in our government, as well as the Martian government, the Venusian government, the Mercurian government, the Jupiter mining concerns, all the way to Uranus. I believe.
Yeah. One time a bank kept Uranus.
And that flute was subsequently burned and smelted into a lead weight and dropped to the bottom of the ocean.
That's pretty impressive. You know, those things are usually made out of brass. If you can transform brass into lead,
Yeah. She says, I believe they originate from Pluto. I was not able to get there. Um, I don't recommend sending anything but full military contingent there. I don't know what it's going to take to root them out, but I do
okay.
know that the gas that uh, I contained within this capsule is especially dangerous to them. Obviously, it's dangerous to most life forms, but with them, it has a profound effect in much smaller concentrations. The formula for the gas is contained in the files here, and uh, it is a byproduct of one of the procedures, uh, one of the operations on Jupiter. I have a contact contained in the files where uh, sufficient quantities of it could be obtained. And
Okay. Well, I already signed up to help you get the stupid little gem, so I expect a full contract. If you want me to do anything else, I turn to what's his face,
Cobalt,
Cobalt. Yeah, no, his name's what's his face now.
what's his face now?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
She'll sign off. Please tell my family I did everything I could for them. Blah blah blah. And then she signs off.
Okay. I expect a salary
Yeah, I think we
and
should,
an expense account
and some independence.
and some depends.
Depends, yes, and and a first class ticket for Luna to get back to Vega Court.
Yeah.
We can wake her up later and see if that's what she wants. Or
Well, I just want boxers. He can have depends, and that leaves poor Josh with the briefs.
here's the deal. He pulls out from behind the bar a very standard looking cardboard box folded. He opens it up, deals out like a deck of cards, 1, 2, 3, and pushes the fourth one on the table. Wallets.
Oh, they got
Sweet.
badges. I take one of the wallets and I flip it open.
It's got a badge. It's got a card with your face on it.
Cool. I'm going to abuse my authority.
Badges.
And you will respect it.
Where are we going? We don't need no stinking badges.
Yeah, they're not going to help you much
I was so
on
waiting for that. He says also, if you look inside, there's a little bonus. In the wallet section. There's another gold card.
Sweet. You better still pay off these bills. And I pull out the next receipt.
Already done. I'm way ahead of you.
Okay, good. I fist bumped Josh. What I meant to do earlier. We both know. We both know why.
Yeah.
It's like
there's a restaurant I know of on a couple of restaurants I know of throughout the solar system that we can have some fun at.
The cards are digital. They can also if you access an icon on them, you can change the appearance of the card through hologrammatic or actual.
Hey, it's psychic paper.
And you notice that down at the bottom, there's a little digital counter with a 2 followed by 6 zeros.
Okay. Yeah.
That's for
so
the year,
The year.
starting the moment we met.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. That.
Also, you'll find in your staterooms when you get there, there's a company uniform, kind of like mine, but a different color because I rock the blue, so I get blue.
Yeah.
I expect you to be in uniform when not shipboard. There's also a couple other pieces of equipment in there. You'll find 2 silver suitcases when you get there. Equipment
Is
you
my is my suit red?
do you want your suit to be red?
I don't know. I think it'd be funny. I'm a jolly guy.
Oh dear God! What do you think about that?
I was just waiting for
Can,
him
in
to
fact,
we
be
would
red.
include a beard on him.
So you will be, from this point on, you are Agent Rojo.
The red blonde.
Ho ho. I'm
Well,
looking for the hoe.
Well, every time he goes ho ho ho, that's what he expects to be on this side in either way, you know.
Oh.
And each of you will have a color coded suit,
Oh.
some sort of either I think it's contrasting or complementing tie, etc.
I'll go with the I'll go with the colors of the Soylent Burger of the green and yellow.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
It's the only thing you know.
Is it a yellow suit or is it a green suit?
I know
green.
what the tattoo is now.
If it's a yellow suit, then it's like I'm Curious George or something.
Yeah, you should
Man
go
in the
with
yellow hat.
that. I know what the tattoo is now.
What is it?
What?
Well, if we're gonna go for that,
his
then I'm
cattle
gonna go for the
breed number.
purple suit with the big hat and the big feather coming out the side, so I look like I'm a purple musketeer.
A full zoot suit or just a standard?
Musketeer.
Or well, you know, like a pimp named Slickback.
God, I haven't heard that ever. And he says he's real proud of you guys. I would not have made it this far without you. Unfortunately, you know, the odds are stacked against us. You know, I'm sure you wouldn't have it any other way. Someday you'll thank me for this.
You better fucking replace my damn robot.
Look, I'll tell you what. If we
I'll
can
take
expose,
2.
if we can expose these guys and put a stop to their incursion,
You'll get me 12 and a sleigh for them to pull?
I'll get you 4.
You could make female fish face robots.
I don't need fish face robots. That's just
Okay, then 3.
No. Bad, Josh. Bad. Nobody needs that.
Okay.
I'm just happy to go around and attack Xenos.
And
Yes.
he says, takes his glass, Agent Twisty.
To Twisty Bot.
And, and Constance.
All right. Yeah.
Constance. You knock them back, and that's where we'll end it. Went a little over, but I think you guys did really well. Sorry, Josh, you had to be in limbo for so long, but sometimes them's are the breaks.
Yeah. You gotta stop doing that.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I had a feeling like it was like some kind of weird, like I should go backwards, but I wasn't sure if it was like, do I go backwards to just close it again, or do I go? And I figured wouldn't be smart enough to figure that out, and he just kept going.
So I figured out what the numbers are.
What is it?
They're your cattle breeding number. You work at Soylent Burger as a clone until they batch out the next one, and then they put you into the burger making machine.
Maybe I actually died, and I'm a clone of myself.
That's incredibly twisted. I like that, Justin.
Yeah, and then when the next batch comes out, they're fresh-faced and pimply, so they put them behind the counter until they're fully mature, and then they put them into the so the burger making machine.
So you're good for next week, Omen?
Yeah, I should be good for every Saturday.
Okay. We're only going to go a couple more episodes of this. I'm really, it's really dependent on when Justin's ready to run Morkborg.
Okay.
Stall next week, and I should be ready the week after. If not, I'll let you know if I can do sooner.
Yeah. It's really up to you. The more
it's going to be a much shorter game because I've never done the DM thing before.
We know everybody's got to start somewhere, and you're going to be lucky enough to have it immortalized on the internet.
On how much of a badass I am and everything.
Hey, you've been hanging around with a lot of good gamers and a lot of bad gamers,
and you fall in one of those categories.
And well, at least I don't fall into the third category, which I was about to mention, which is the really bad gamers.
Yeah. Well, okay, sorry, you fall into that.
Of course, Shauna would say I'm probably the worst, but I honestly don't think he understood one of the most important aspects of this hobby, and that's great people like you guys and great people like our friends out there in TV land watching, and everybody who does eventually tune into this channel and watch this years from now. You guys are all great. Travelers.
Just remember to skip to the first half hour mark.
Yeah. Well, they won't know that now, but
well, that's why it's funny. But
I've been in a lot of games where that doesn't even happen. It's like, hi, hello, everybody. Okay, let's roll. Okay, cool. And those some of those games are with really good people, but it feels like clinical and sterile at times, and that has nothing to do with that's not what I want. I want to hang out with my friends. I wish we could game in person. One of these days we will. Except Justin, because he's never leaving Canada.
Well, he might leave Canada when it breaks apart and becomes another country.
Well, and there's always the chance that it won't be Canada anymore.
The country may change.
51st state.
That's not gonna happen. It's like Orange Man there was going all on about nobody wanting to buy your cattle, and you listed your beef products, right? And it's like a third of the cattle we produce gets sold to you. Why would we buy beef products from you?
Well, it depends on what's done to them. Maybe
that's the thing.
At the end of the day, it's not meant to be political. It's meant to be a joke. Let's move on. The politics.
I just had to give Justin a little bit of
the whole point was that Justin might find himself in a whole other country with never leaving his apartment.
Okay, yes.
But like what happened to Yugoslavia.
Okay, in that case, yeah, that's not going to happen.
But we'll run this for a couple more sessions. We could literally stop it here, and let the people out there, TV land, imagine what happens next.
Wait for next season.
Yeah,
I like that too. Maybe you guys have to do some like a montage episode of you guys going through training, basic training to be full-fledged agents, or something like that,
Yeah.
Well,
my character was a full-fledged agent.
Depending on what
well, for this particular organization.
Yeah.
There might be like a certain time lapse where we can have do the training via the way Traveler does it, like the 3
That's
weeks.
Exactly what I was thinking. Do the 1 year thing, which is the way Mercenary and Highguard used to do it in the old digest books, where a 4-year term was broken down into 4 1-year assignments.
Yeah, and even if Omenao's character did work for this agency, it's not like they'd remember because he's erased all his records and shit. You know that, right, bro?
Yep.
That would be my goal. Or like, there's too many records. We aren't sure which one's real.
Yeah. I hope you guys had fun. It was good. Getting back into the swing of things.
The session was too long. Make it shorter next time.
Yeah, you were falling asleep. Sorry, but I really, to be honest, I couldn't leave without Twisty's Last Will and Testament. And
you could have broken it up at the you're going to the diner. That's it. Next week.
Okay.
But I also wanted Josh to have some playtime. It's just kind of effed up.
You also got to stop focusing on one player so much. I'm critiquing
when you
you right
split
now.
up, it's kind of,
We split the party.
You guys were in free.
It's not the splitting up. It's shoving a guy in a fucking regen tank for 12 hours. That thing could have worked in 20 minutes just as well for narrative play.
Yeah, but that seemed a little. I didn't want it to be that high tech. That would have been.
It's 500 years in the future.
Well, it doesn't matter. Even if he was in there for like, hey, he's going to be in there for a week while you have your downtime, and just you fast forward after the week. Yep.
Yeah, except for Justin, his never-ending quest to bang every freaking alien in the galaxy.
Not every alien. Every Taylor Swift lookalike.
Well, that's even more absurd because there's like a trillion of them on Mars alone. God knows how many are out in the rest of the solar system, and maybe even further. But
are there any Blake Lively bots?
No. You can make one.
Funnily enough, yes, there are. Yes, there are. They're the primary inhabitants of Uranus. They had to get as far away from Earth as possible.
Why?
Just because, after 500 years of living with the same broad.
They're on the splits now because of her insanity.
Are they? I didn't hear that. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a whole.
I got a proposal for you guys. Also, I've been working on this this other little traveler. Not a one shot, but definitely not more than 2 or 3 shot. Before we go back to these characters, just because you'll see why when we get there, and in
the same world,
in the same galaxy, everything. I mean, same solar system, same, and part of the story, but it's kind of instrumental to the story. It's almost a prequel, if you will. How you guys would feel about that? Maybe getting Raven back in, playing for characters that are, doing the thing.
Is it going to be like the Coronation Street version? It's the British soap opera that takes place in the same street. It's the
no
Vega Court.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
No. No, you'd be the crew of.
Did you see who was sleeping with who? No.
I'll write.
Young what's his face was just arrested for doing drugs in the back alley. Oh, can't believe it. We got new neighbors.
No, it's a very short thing, and I've only got the prelims, but I'll write up like a 2-paragraph thing and give you an idea of so you could like think of a character. But this will definitely have to be after Morkborg and probably after whatever Omen wants to run, and then George. I don't know if you're thinking about running anything. If your schedule does not allow for it, that's not a big deal.
I'd like to try to run something, even if it's like a short one, like a couple of. I don't think we have enough time to. I guess it's like basically 2.5 hours or so that we end up playing.
Yeah,
so it would be
on average. On average, I found most adventure, even when I play, and other times it takes usually about 2 or 3 sessions to get through a one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe something like that. I wouldn't mind trying something.
A month and a half.
flex my muscles with in terms of GMing.
Yeah.
And if you you know
You get
want to
that
run a
Monty
different
Python
system
game
or a
yet?
different game, that's cool too.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like hard fantasy, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Anything but that. We've got other
Well,
places and venues to do that.
Morkborg is fantasy, but it's grim, dark, and satirical.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
not. It's not.
this is Saturday night's always been a sci-fi night, but we've
Yeah.
made exceptions, and we can, I suppose. I didn't think about that, but
And there's
I'd
a
like to,
post-apocalyptic, I think, part to that.
And that was
Yeah,
the reason I was
yeah.
mentioning about running the Alien game, probably July
Yeah.
or August type.
Yeah,
frame.
yeah,
And I'm probably not going to do more than 4 sessions.
cool.
Probably not more.
If you
than
want to
that.
do more, everybody wants to do more. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's no specific time frame or time limit on any of this. Just as long as everybody's having a good time and
Well, it all depends on how fast you guys move, because I'm not doing anything fancy.
That's fine.
It
Nice
has to
and
be,
simple.
I mean, look at this, like Justin. Back in the day, or even now, if you include up to now, almost everybody's first DM session, the first time they gamed, is like a module or something like that, and um, the two most prevalent modules were probably B1 and B2 for original D&D, and there
Mhm.
are literally probably millions of people who've all had the same experience of going through those adventures. So if we're running like a Morkborg prefab module adventure, whatever,
Mhm.
that's cool, because people who play Morkborg will come in and watch people play that story that
Mhm.
a whole bunch of other people have played or at least read, and they'll get to see us play it. And we promise we won't go look it up and read it,
I don't care.
and if,
I really don't care.
well, no,
Go read it.
no. I wanted to, dude. I'm only in a couple of games, as a player these days,
Hmm.
and I want that experience to be, you know, as real as possible. So that's the last thing I would ever do. I find that when I do that, like when I read modules, I never want to run them, because I feel like I've already, while reading it, like it's like
You're spoiling it for yourself. You're really
Yeah.
hurting yourself more than anything else. And I freely admit that there's so many modules. I thought, man, this is so cool. But I can never play them because now I know everything, and it's like, oh man,
Mhm.
Whereas if you play it
Well-
and then read it, it's very different.
It depends on how flexible your game master and players are. If
Oh, yeah.
you have a module in front of you and you railroad your players through it instead of allowing them to interact with it as they see.
Mhm.
Because if you railroad it, you've ruined it because you know the outcome. If you don't, it's just the walls of the sandbox. And
I'm going to mention some things which are just really cool, but like A4, which I love the idea of A4, but once you know what's there, you're not surprised, and so now either you have to fake surprise, or you have to, or you completely kind of fast forward everything through here, and that
That's Area of the Slave Lords.
yeah, it's the one when you're underground without any equipment.
I only know the first one, and that was 40 some odd years ago, and I haven't opened up the pages since then. The only thing I know about it is that it has the same bug creatures, I believe, that were in the first Gamma World module, right?
It's got the Ankegs, and then I think it's also got the Formians. So it's got a couple of them in there. But,
Well, yeah, no, remember the whatever those aphid or whatever
yeah.
bugs
Yeah.
with shields and stuff. That's all I remember. And one of these days, I would like to run A1 through 4, or be in A1 through 4, not run it, because it sounds awful to run, because I would want to change it just because it's It's a tournament module, and I would want to
Yeah, that's
It's not bad.
Again,
It's not that
though?
I don't want to do it. I will say this much: at the end of A3, it is a complete railroad because to get to A4, they have to capture you, and so then that's the only time I felt really cheated about it. But like if you just, but it, each of them were tournament modules apparently, and depending on which game you played, determined which module you played that weekend. Is the way they did it. So they like wrote 4 of them and said, okay, first session is A1, second session is A2, third session is A3, and then fourth session is A4. So none of the players could actually talk to each other about how they got through it. Because sometimes that's what they do if they run the same module over and over. But perfect one is the Tomb of Horrors, which I hate the module. I do, but
I'll never run it again.
But what I mean by that is I saw people playing it. And man, it'd be kind of cool to be a player, but I already knew a lot of the traps. So, you've spoiled it for yourself. That's what I mean by that. So, yeah.
Well, that's one of the things is if you're writing that kind of thing, you got to have like modularity to those kinds of things.
Yep.
Like there's a trap here. Roll on this list of traps.
Well, it was the thing like the
or
famous,
something to that effect.
Yeah, or pick one of these traps. Don't like it is the spike trap.
Well, the perfect one is that Sphere of Annihilation, which actually I thought was funny because it killed. I'm listening to you. It killed several of their characters, but I was like, okay. But to be fair on this, most adventurers wouldn't get trapped by it. It's mostly new people because everyone uses a 10-foot pole whenever they're trying to go through somewhere. So, if you get caught, that's on you.
There's only one 10-foot pole I use, and it's attached to me.
That's why he'll never leave Canada, folks. He's afraid to go out the front door because he's got to, carry around a garden hose spool with him on wheels, and it's just, people are asking too many questions.
Why do you have a wheelbarrow hooked up to the front of your pants?
He has a instead of a deca-foot, pole, he has a deci-foot pole. Anyway, no, but no, that's the problem with a lot of the modules. Once you read them, unless you've really forgotten about a lot of stuff, is the little secrets and stuff like that, and it kind of ruins it for yourself. So.
Yep. That's one of the best things about this hobby is that you don't know what's around the next corner.
If I'm any good at this, I have an idea for another game where you guys are all playing slavers.
You know what? I can do that in next.
I don't care what system we use.
Can we do this on your channel?
No.
George, what game were you thinking of running?
I want to find something like oh gosh, I know you like westerns, so maybe kind of something like space western, like one of the perhaps one of the.
There is a Firefly game.
A Firefly, exactly. There's 2 of them apparently.
I haven't heard anything good about the system, but
yeah, or maybe modifying it to Traveler or something else.
Yeah, those are all pretty easy.
I've got Serenity by Jamie Chambers, not the one by Tracy Hickman, which
Tracy
I don't know. I've never even read it. Honestly, I've never read it. So,
what about Top Secret? Anyone interested in running that? I always hear good things. I've never played it.
Maybe. I love Top Secret Second Edition. It's it's a really good system. I know nobody will watch other than because it's us. Because I don't think anybody's actually played a game of Top Secret in 30 years. Just because. And it would absolutely have to be like either 1970s or 1980s, schlock, just full on.
I'm just saying I'm not playing Agent 99.
All right.
You motherfuckers can.
That was more 60s.
I don't care. I'm not playing Agent 99. They kept They kept making that up until the 70s. There were made for TV movies in the 90s.
Okay, 99 was the girl though.
Yes, that's why I say I'm not playing Agent 99.
Okay.
Yeah, you can play 86.
Oh
my God!
What was Smart's number?
Maxwell Smart was 86.
Okay.
Just like Comey.
I was waiting for that, dude. I know that like everything. Okay, Omen. I know everything Top Secret is on the internet for free because nobody cares.
It's on that website I keep posting, BI or whatever.
It's a really good system. And compared to the first edition was so bare bones about everything. Whereas
I'm okay with that.
You'd hate it. It's amazing that it was able to actually sell the number of modules as an individual, not like the different storied modules. It's got like half a dozen, if not more, and compared to other things like Gamma World at the time, it almost did better, but it was just such a it was all there was. So we played it and we enjoyed it, and it took a while before we realized, man, this could be done so much better. And then they did with second edition, and up until last year when I found another game that was the only reason I would call it better is because it did in one like hardcover book, which was Amazing Adventures. It did all the genres that could be similar to espionage, like pulp and like Indiana Jones and stuff like that, in one book. But in retrospect, the way it did those things was not so good.
Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is I like the concept, but I'm not playing Delta Green.
Yeah, no. Because of the company policies or because of the Cthulhu?
Because of how thick the fucking book is.
Oh.
It's like just one book. You need like several of them.
Yeah, no. That's one of the great things about Top Secret is the Top Secret Administrator's Guide. For its time and even up until decades later, it had the best advice on how to run a game, how to teach you from never running a game to running a game. All the things we talk about, they were talking about in the 80s, way ahead. I wish they would put all that information into like second edition or other RPGs, but it just sort of it took decades for people to reinvent all those same game theory ideas, but elsewhere. Maybe some of those people, borrowed from the Administrator's Guide, but it really covered all the stuff that we talk about, but a long time ago. And I'll admit, I had to relearn all that stuff through you guys and the internet, as opposed to keeping that stuff memorized from back then, because I really didn't get to run second edition, but like 2 campaigns. And it was a lot of fun because I would take like People Magazine and I would cut out pictures from People Magazine of different or Time Magazine and make dossiers, so I would have photographs of, like there was this one adventure I ran based around a plane crash because I had found the images from a plane crash. I forget which one it was, but it was like this big plane crash. And there was all these pictures of the, tore up airplane and stuff. And
was now it like the Wright brothers first attempt?
No, it was the Hindenburg. No, but now you can.
That wasn't a plane.
Now you can do that, with the internet and copy and paste and stuff. But I had to do the hard work, type up dossiers and then, with a glue stick. I would glue the photographs from the pages from magazines in there for people, and I could use famous people as oh, your assignment should you choose to accept it. Take out this guy, kidnap this guy. Interrogate this guy, kind of thing.
Dang. Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to find Delta Green, and I'm not seeing it on this list. I wanted to pull it up and show you the page count for just the core book. And it's like mostly just descriptive crap. It's not even.
Well, I was talking to our friend Doc Flamingo. He just got, I think, his proof copies from Amazon back of his 900-page freaking phone book.
Yeah. 3 different books, right? So, is it still three different books? Or
I'm not sure. I didn't ask him about that, but I just remember I told him I'd read it, and I will, Doc. I'll get to it.
Yeah. Doc, if you're out there, you can send me a proof copy. You can you switch the address and it'll print here and come directly to me with that gray bar on the cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious to see what could what he's got that's different.
Yeah,
I can't because I before I met you guys years and years ago, I was working on a game, and I've got like a paper ream box of paper, 2 of them actually, full of artwork and all my ideas for this game that I'd worked on for like years and years and years. And back then, this was back in the '90s, I want to say, and it was just like there was no way it was going to print, no freaking way.
Well, you could always touch it up, right?
Now what I've learned in just the couple of years of hanging out with you and everybody else is like, yeah, I could do it, and I could do it even better and faster. Unfortunately, when I was working on it, I was actually my mom was an artist, and a couple of friends of mine were pretty good, and there was going to be a lot of my mom's artwork in it, and now it's not up to snuff. There's just no way.
Well. Bring this up. Well, let me know when you got it up there.
Yeah.
You recognize this image?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so this was given to ChatGPT,
and
it turned it into this.
Let me blow that up, because from what I see, it's not bad at all. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah.
And you just did that?
No. Someone did that on ChatGPT, and it was floating around out there. But there's a couple of different images in that photo set of things they've taken from.
Then I could do the same thing.
Yes, and it's just like take a good photo straight down of the image, switch it over. I think you have to, like, you're limited on the free service for them. But like the plus plan is like $20 American or whatever a month. And if you're just feeding it that shit and using that, it's
cheaper than Midjourney.
Cheaper than Midjourney.
Because I've got probably hundreds of images that she drew, and I had this guy who was a comic book artist who did some stuff.
Yes, and because if you keep the original and like the original image as a proof that it's based on an original image, because it's up from that under your copyright law, that is a copyrightable image.
Good to know.
If it's just like, make me a picture of a warrior, yeah, that's not a copyright image. But if you like, I have this drawing and it needs to be tested, but the way the law is written is it's supposed to be.
Good to know.
So,
I experimented with that, but I'd love to. I might even just switch to ChatGPT, or at least experiment with the free aspect. But I tried doing that with my sketches and stuff, and I mean my sketches were pretty rough, and I had some really cool stuff come up.
The thing is, it's a little more sensorial on like potential nudity and stuff,
Mhm.
and they're
Yeah.
always tweaking it.
So let's see here. This is my avatar. Here.
And
This is one of the things I
yes,
actually did with that. This is something that came out of. You see my avatar now? That's something
yes,
I had a pretty rough sketch. Let me change my. This is not from this sketch, but this is kind of the level of sketching I do. There's another avatar here, so
okay, that's
like
pretty good.
that's yeah. I have that guy somewhere too, but I just have to pull it up the folder. But that's kind of my level of sketching, and I took something like that, and you kind of got that. But it kept it with the colors and the gray, and that was using Playground AI at the time, and they're not.
Yeah, okay. So Playground is the workspace, like the coding workspace for ChatGPT.
Okay. So I got a folder full somewhere.
That's the one. That's the one where if you want to like actually get into using it, you got to pay per thing.
Yeah.
But it's like fractions of penny or something like that. But it adds up. It adds up really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on Night Cafe last night. I'm up to 4, and I stopped doing like all the free things to get credits. I make one image a day, and I get 5 credits. And then on the 5th day, I get another 25. And
Yeah,
I'm up to over 4,000 credits, which is 8,000 images I could make.
yeah. But the difference is like you can do all the like the text crap like I generated. I sent you earlier.
Yeah, I can't do any of that crap with
Yeah,
Night
you
Cafe.
can't do that.
It's getting better. It's getting a lot better in the time I've been using it, but I just I don't
It's
have
worlds
the time.
behind still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've added a couple of new things that I haven't experimented with, and I just don't have the time to play
Yeah.
around with it like I used to with the God Wars. Because herding you cats, getting you guys in line for the weekly thing, is a lot
A lot hard, a lot
harder than
harder. I
I
know.
initially anticipated. Mostly because there's a few of you guys that just have a lot going on, and something like this is not even in the top 20 of your priorities. So
Yeah.
that's part of the play test. To do something like this. That's such a niche within a niche kind of activity. Uh,
But it's like both Omanau and I have both said you can write your orders in advance,
Yeah.
right? Like you just
I mean, I did that for 2 weeks. Then I forgot this week, and that's why I gave it to him on Friday. But yeah, but you're right. In certain cases, like okay, I'll do things in advance. If things change, you can always modify it. It's not like you're stuck.
until it's sent in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you
So
send it in and say, hey, look, these are my default orders. I'll change them if something happens.
yes. Where like I have it as a Google Doc, with like the date, the orders to be sent in, what order it is in the row, and then I have my 5 actions like blanked out with what's got to go in there, and then if I am planning things and it has to take several months, well, I just preset those orders in lists, right? Like so you can't raise like a bunch of minions at once, but I know I need a bunch of minions, so I have one listed for the next 3 months or whatever,
Yeah, he needs to get Kevin.
3 weeks. So that order's already placed in the list. So now there's only 4 things I got to think of, or that there's a thing that we can only do so often. So I've got that set in as quickly as I can do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, since we're
Already,
going into a new month, you'd be
yes,
amazed how many people that was the first thing on their list was that very thing.
yeah,
Because
So
why wouldn't you?
yeah.
and
But how many of those people are going to forget about that?
So I found a better example with the original art I did, and then what I did with AI. That's the original, and then
Okay, let's see what the new one is.
copy image. No, it was a copy link.
Copy link.
I also just put it into the reckless rant.
well,
Sorry.
here let me show it off.
Yeah.
This is what he's talking about, folks.
So that's for my sketchbook. Sort of inspired by plants.
You know what's funny? It's funny though, is you're doing by AI, and I actually prefer a lot of hand drawn stuff, or at least things that look more hand drawn.
That was the hand drawn version.
No, yeah, he showed the hand drawn version, but I've seen the other one he put in the Discord, which was the AI version. And of the two, I actually like your hand drawn one better.
Yeah. Well, that was after iterations and fiddling with it, and
yeah,
and I kind of just found that really cool and imaginative.
What Discord besides Reckless Rants did you put it in?
No, I'm looking right now. He put it in the private chat.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I thought
I can if I just hold it, if I just on my iPad, if I just hold it down, it will give me a preview image.
Okay.
So I don't have to actually drop out of here. And if the two, like I said, I prefer your hand drawn, and that's just a
thanks.
preference.
Yeah.
The hand drawn has actually a somewhat realistic feel. Like it could be something that actually could be built, maybe.
This the CGI one looks too what's Usher?
Yeah,
MC Escher.
Yeah.
I'll say this much, and this was something that when you're talking about comics, and why I didn't like the stuff that happened in the 90s, is they used to do it Jillian by hand, but I know, and maybe it was just the quality of what they were doing, but you could tell that a lot of stuff had been done under Photoshop, and it sometimes just lacked that personalized feel by being too slick. That's the funny part. It's not that I don't mind having some slick stuff, but a lot of AI just feels too slick, and that's why I was seeing the stuff they had with the chibi stuff for the AI, and I thought that was actually kind of cool because it looks hand drawn.
You didn't see the D&D thing that I showed earlier. Do you want me to bring that back up, Shadow?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna click on it again, and this one, yes. Okay. You see? Let me know when it's up. Is it up?
I'm having a problem. I pushed a weird button that I didn't want to push.
Well,
this is the book out of the picture out of the player's handbook.
Yeah.
And this is ChatGPT's update.
And you know what? I don't really mind the ChatGPT's update, but in some ways, it also feels, yeah.
And then this image.
Some of it, and I'm not trying to say nostalgic, but some of it, sometimes I just like the hand drawn stuff more. And you can tell.
I want to see the Paladin in Hell.
Well, actually, the one before that, this one right here,
This one?
Yeah, I actually like that better by the hand drawn stuff. My favorite's the Fiend Folder. Is it the Fiend Folder or the Monster Manual? Where they're all looking at what looks like the treasure coming off the gold.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It totally, yeah. It makes it takes interpretive.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you could make it closer if you wanted to.
No. I mean, it's more. How do I want to say this? While it looks better to doing the AI stuff, there's something to be said for just the hand drawn things that are black and white, and I kind of like a lot of the hand drawn black and white stuff. Just
Omen, we grew up with it, and we saw it like every day.
Nostalgia.
Well, I'm not even talking. We're talking about this, but I'm talking about even I've seen new stuff that they've done in the black and white, and a lot of times I like the black and white shading and stuff that they've done.
Yeah, you can ask it to do that.
Sure,
but well,
it's kind of like that. It's that old expression. When when you're talking about dating. It's the imperfections that get you. You know,
Mhm.
it makes it more unique than perfection. You know, perfection can be stale and sterile after a while, whereas the little imperfections, uh, that's what we notice more. I think, in a way, or maybe not more, but we notice them in a different way, and so they stick with us. That makes it more real and touches our emotions in a way that is just
Oh, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of bad artwork in the first edition D&D. There is tons of it, and the same thing with some of BX. But well, perfect example is the Beholder, which I've always said looks like those old mothballs that they then put the little pipe cleaners on the end, and then put googly eyes. I mean, it really does. I mean, but and don't get me wrong, I like the fifth edition version that they've done with the Beholder, where it actually looks like a scary monster. But um, some of the stuff is because black and white leaves a lot to your imagination as well. I'm mentally
Mhm.
filling it in, and so it's kind of inspiring me more than it doing everything for me, and so I stopped trying to.
yeah.
You know.
I'm a huge fan of all the old creepy and eerie and Vampirella and all the
Oh,
Warren
those are
magazines
awesome! The black and white ones from the '70s.
or
Oh yeah,
Savage Sword of Conan. I just picked up a Marvel previews of Moon Knight. It's an issue I've been wanting since I was a little kid, and I found one. It's kind of beat up, but the artwork, is freaking phenomenal for 1975. I'm like, God, they just don't do it like that anymore. Uh,
It- and I'll be honest. I always did like charcoal shading and stuff for things,
Mhm.
and that's just a preference. I like that sometimes. Either I want something photorealistic, or I kind of like the black and white.
mhm.
That's why I love the Larry Elmore stuff. I love what Larry Elmore did with his things, but then I also love the black and white shading for certain things too. Like the charcoal drawings and stuff. Um,
Like Trampierre's work. Uh, I can always tell it's him, like Earl or Otis. Earl did a lot of color stuff as well, but uh, the picture in the Monster Manual with the three party members oohing and on over the open treasure chest at the end of the book.
that's
By
the
the
one I'm referring to. Yeah.
that picture will never leave my psyche. It just I saw that picture 10,000 times rolling up treasure for my players, and I would see that picture, and that was you can't for me. I can't imagine even the most perfect photorealistic gold glimmering, etc. It just doesn't hit me like that picture does. It
I'm going to
just
say this much. Even the old Fiend Folio, I felt a lot of the monsters felt scarier with that black and white, and some, especially the one with the Grell and a few others in there, than seeing a lot of the
the
stuff they
Get
do in
Yankee were
color
kind
now.
of creepy. The Retriever was horrifying. The Slotty, yeah, but a lot of the artwork in that book also I thought was just absolute crap.
Oh, I'm not saying that there isn't. I mean, but those aren't the ones you remember. I'll say the one I really did like, as far as I don't remember. I really like the deities and demigods, the black and white stuff that they had in there as well. Um,
Yeah, but
there's
they really screwed up in the deities and demigods book by making all those images so small.
Yeah, but otherwise you can fit everything in there. To be
I know.
fair, it's you either get one or the other. I'll be honest. Before then, by my understanding, that the old Monster Manual, which has a bunch of crappy artwork, tons and tons of crappy artwork in it. It was one of the first books that actually decided to give you kind of an idea of what the monster looked like for every monster, and that was actually pretty awesome when you think about it. It didn't
Mhm.
have to be great. Like I said, the Beholder looks like a complete joke.
Yeah, it is fucking so goofy.
It's so terrible. But
Or like the
actually,
black pudding. It's like, what the hell is that? You
oh,
know?
did
Yeah,
it,
Josh, I was about ready to say the same thing. I've got church early in the morning,
yep.
so
See you
enough
later, Josh.
memory lane.
Yeah.
You guys who are in my
Party
game
on.
tomorrow, I hope you guys will get together, even though I will be at the piano recital for the little guy who's practicing still. And I hope you guys, have fun just hanging out with each other. And if
Oh, I meant to ask George to give me a 3-deck layout for a ship. Because I know that guy could whip one of those up, but whatever.
you know where to get a hold of him.
Nah, I'll just do it myself.
Everybody else out there in TV land, you guys have a great weekend. Get some gaming in, and if not, go out, get some fresh air, touch some grass, do
Whoa,
some
whoa, whoa,
yard
whoa,
work,
whoa,
go on a hike.
Feel offended.
Justin's afraid if he touches the land, it might shrivel under his feet. That's why he stays indoors.
It might eat my heart.
That's right.
Love you guys. I will talk to you guys later.
Party on, man.